Hey guys.
Hello, hello.
Happy Oscar night. Wayne Knight just won Best Supporting Actor. You didn't even know he was nominated. That's how he gets you.
Yeah.
He sneaks right in there.
We were just talking to him backstage.
Yeah.
We were congratulating Regina King on her big win.
Yeah,
and, like,
she's really nice.
Surprisingly personable.
Yeah, like, I mean, she seems nice. And then, like, but you're like, oh, but compared to how nice she actually is,
yeah.
I just, like, I met her and I was like, I'm sorry. I've been thinking, like, I've really been insulting you in terms of how nice I thought you were.
And then Free Solo just won Best Documentary.
Oh, Free Solo.
And I was like, why don't you charge $1 or $2?
Yeah, am I right?
Jimmy Chin, he loved that.
Yeah.
He really
dug it, man.
I'm gonna go climb a mountain with him.
You got a 6-picture deal now.
I do.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
Which is nice. All about rock climbing, which, you know, you're gonna learn about. It's great. It's great. Hi guys, we're here backstage at the Oscars. Like, I'll put some of those words in quotes, but I'm not gonna tell you which ones. I just muted us. This is all fine. It's just an Oscar snafu. You guys know how that goes. Howdy! How is it going? Did they get you to host? No, you know, like, I made
some tweets.
Yeah.
It wasn't great.
Right. It was all about, Lorehound!
They tracked me down for my Free Solo jokes, and they were like, that's not gonna play.
Yeah. I was like, I put in, like, I sent in, like, an extensive audition tape. Like, nothing really, whatever. Scription. Thank you, Lorehound!
Apparently, you have to be
24 months.
You have to be shorter than Kevin Hart. They don't want to. They don't like. Look, we're not going to hire Kevin Hart. So,
but we've already pre-made the stage.
It's all
to scale. It's like from Spinal Tap.
Yeah, it's based around him.
Tiny Stone Age. It's really fun to make fun of someone's height. Thank you so much, Lorehound, for this 24 months of unbelievable support. Thank you so much, dude. We're here backstage at the whatever theater, Kodak Theater, I believe.
We're in a time warp, baby.
Oh yeah.
Doing some of that Hollywood cocaine.
Yeah, like he's doing a Michael Mann set. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. You said that as well. Yeah, I was gonna host the. I put in a bunch of, but then they sent me an email that said, "Oh, we'd love to. We just got someone infinitely better.
Yeah,
we got someone way better to host the Oscars."
First, they said they were like, "Can you do it and just put your shoes on your knees?"
Yeah,
and you were like, "No way.
Yeah,
I don't do that.
Sorry,
that's not what I do."
Not since last month. I will not host any sort of. Event doing that, and they were so I got a very nice letter. It's like when you get rejected from college, and it's like they were like, very, we really appreciate it. We just found someone we think is going to work much better. And I said, who? And they said, literally no one. Just a blank stage. And I was like,
you're like, cool,
okay,
cool. Thanks.
I don't do the Dorf on golf thing. That's great. I love it. Audition tape should be my subscription bit. Yeah. Now they went the Twitch guy. You mean the guy who does the floss dance? Who's that? I don't know.
What's the floss dance? Is that the guy who goes like?
Yeah, it's like a thing like.
Yeah.
Like that.
No, he outbeat him.
Yeah, that kid.
That dude's got crazy drug problems. Like
Ninja.
Why do you think he's so fast?
Ninja does the. Is that why it's? Is it famous because of him? I don't know anything about Twitch. Is that a problem? Probably not.
Thanks, Mizbo.
I'm even dressed like Adam Sandler. Yeah. Nice suits. Yeah. Who are you guys wearing? I'm wearing a guy whose clothes I stole. And who are you wearing?
I'm wearing clothes from a guy whose clothes you stole.
Yep, that's basically it. I just went and knocked over a Marshall's, and so they're irregular, but you can't tell.
We got it at Ross.
Yeah,
and we're loving it.
It's great.
2 different catchphrases.
He did it at New Year's Eve country he plays for. Oh yeah, I should have watched that. That was like the biggest deal in the world, and people were upset about it and stuff.
Yeah, and like, this is a one piece.
Yeah. Oh, it's like one of those like tearaway.
I sleep in this usually. Honestly, it's got footies and everything.
Yeah.
But they're polished shoes.
This suit, honestly, this is the suit that there was one time.
I want to say one thing right now. You look great.
Oh, thanks.
So you look great, but you also look like you're ready to party.
Oh, hey, yeah, I like that.
Because it's like, where'd your tie go? I don't know.
Yeah, who cares? Do I have pants on? Don't call the police. Anyway, really stop by for a quick hello. Hope you guys are... Thanks, Bravey. Lots of love. I saw you said you love this movie, and that's good because that means you're a good person. Just, you know. Doesn't mean if you don't like it, you're a bad person. Just means if you don't like it, you're not a good person. It's fine.
Yeah.
Fine. Wearing shorts and flip-flops, they're just cut off. You got it. Someone get Lobro a mojito. Mojito. Punch Drunk Love, a movie you've actually seen. Yep, that fits into that category for me as well. I literally bought this suit because I had to buy a suit, and I texted Jeff, and I was like, where are good clothes? Mm-hmm. Like, do you remember that? I specifically did that. It was when we were going for the Last Girl thing in London.
Yeah.
And
I
remember
right.
just going, because we were at a store getting stuff for Akasha, and I was like, should I buy clothes?
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know where to buy clothes. And I was like, Jeff knows where to buy clothes.
Where did you buy
This
your
is the second time in 2 weeks, by the way, I've like referred to you as a fashion guru. I hope that's not weird. But
all I wear is a t-shirt and a jean jacket everywhere I go.
Yeah. But I was like, where do you buy good clothes? Like, not like Walmart. He just texted me good clothes help ?
Yeah. And then good was spelled GUD.
Yeah.
I was like, are you okay?
Yeah.
He said no, but good clothes.
How to do?
Where did you get
right?
Where did you end up going?
H&M.
Yeah,
because I believe you said H&M, and I was like, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Jeff, how do I adult? Yeah, fair point.
Yeah.
See, this is something you guys don't know. I am an unfrozen caveman who I've assimilated myself mostly pretty well. But I don't. There are just some things I don't. You know, it's like Encino Man.
There are an innumerable amount of things that I don't know how to do as an adult.
Yeah.
That I would be very ashamed
to
admit. And I don't know that I don't know how to do them until they come up in my daily life, and I'm like, oh, I don't know how to do that.
And you go like, wait, it's okay to not. What the?
Whoa.
Get Brady Anonymous. Who is this? 5 subs. Oh my gosh, what are we doing? Screw the Oscars. Am I right?
We're already at the after party.
Yeah. Thank you, dude. Sad Burrito, Nameless No One, Math Precision, MM7, and Serene. Welcome. 5 boners right off the bat. You got it, man. Thank you so much, MM7, Serene, EXE, Math Precision, Nameless No One, Sad Burrito. Welcome to the lobrocop. Hit the showers. Here's your badge. Thank you so much, an anonymous gifter.
This just in.
What's up?
Best makeup. It went to Vice.
Ah! Did they do it during the commercials?
I think that got canceled.
Well, I knew they canceled Cinema. It's because here's the deal.
No. That they protested.
All of it.
Yeah, and they got them all back.
Bring them all back.
Yeah.
Okay. Because it was interesting that people were like, "Thank you so freaking much, an anonymous gifter for those 5 gifted subs." Now I don't know what to do because it's going to be sub notifications for the next 10 minutes. Thank you so much. Welcome, guys. And welcome to your 5th month, Serene, your 7th MM7, to your 1st Math Precision, and your 24th Nameless No One, all courtesy of an anonymous gifter. Everyone wins on Oscar night. There are only 3 nominees for makeup and how. Really?
I think there were more than that. I got confused too because it looked like only Vice was nominated, but they won. 3 people from Vice won.
3 people from Vice. Oh, interesting.
Because so it's all turning up Vice right now. Best costume design, Black Panther. That just happened.
Oh, nice. That's pretty awesome. Wait, I'm only on. Oh, I have to refresh.
You guys probably aren't getting these things yet because we're like backstage.
It's like we're just kind of like, hey, goodness, keep it down, Andy McDowell, whom I assume just presented.
She was. Yeah. She was like,
Andy
hey,
McDowell, right?
I'm Andy McDowell.
And makeup
by Revlon because I used to do commercials for them.
It's true.
I was like, Andy, you're so funny.
Yeah, Andy, what are you doing? He's still trying to get them royalties by mentioning on the Oscars, which we're at right now. At.
Adam McKay, what's up, buddy?
Yo, yeah.
He just walked by.
Yeah. Loved Step Brothers. Oh, you don't want to talk about that anymore? Okay, sorry. Sorry.
He's a serious filmmaker.
Loves The Big Short.
He's got a serious mindset.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Goodness gracious.
Who are we rooting for to win?
I saw 2 movies.
I saw Roma, and I want Roma to win because I didn't see a lot of the movies nominated this year, but Roma, it would be hard to imagine anything beating Roma in my mind.
Yep.
I really enjoyed Roma a lot.
Yep.
So.
Saw Black Panther. It was fine. That's what I assume. I assume Black Panther is like a very fun ride and a good movie. I've not seen it. I need to see it.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it was nominated for Best Picture.
It's weird that it's nominated for Best Picture. I mean, not like, I understand.
I don't even think it's the best Marvel movie. It's good.
But like, hey man, like, it also is definitely an important cultural film. Culturally, it is very, very important. I saw a picture today that a friend posted on social media. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar.
It's a Hollywood thing.
Yeah, it's like real big. Yeah, like WhatsApp. I don't know what I'm talking about. And it was like of a kid standing in front of the TV with a head-to-toe Black Panther suit on. Mm-hmm. And my friend, who's African American, was like, "This is my son watching Black Panther for the 1000th time, and he decided this time he was going to dress head." And he's like, "Representation is important." And like,
I absolutely agree.
150% agree.
No, like
MySpace.
I saw a video of a kid who, like, a couple of kids in front of the movie theater,
movie poster,
and they were looking in front of the poster, and they're like, "I'm going to be this guy, and you can be that guy." And I was very moving. It's
fantastic.
That's great. Also, I didn't think it should be nominated for Best Picture.
Understood. I haven't seen it. Can't opine. Just in general, I would say that any of the Marvel movies getting nominated for Best Picture is strange, or not strange, just kind of like.
But it is.
Okay. But
it just kind of goes to show, I'm like, did we need 10 nominees? Did you need to stretch it out to 10? Because it looks like you're reaching.
Well, and the other, do they have 10 this year?
Is it just up to 10?
It's up to 10. But the thing,
so they have a choice.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, I think they've nominated like 7.
What else is nominated?
I'm not sure. That's a good.
Sorry, we've been backstage all this time.
So loud at the Oscars.
Very confusing.
So loud that we can't hear the actual Oscars. Because like J-Law's over here. He's being like, oh man, like nice suits, and we're like, Jay, yo,
and he's like, my name's Jude, and I'm like, yeah, but I'm talking about Jennifer Lawrence over there, not you. Get out of there,
Jude. What are you?
Jude, you were 2000
nominated.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
You did Alfie like 12 years ago. That was your year.
You did
all right,
Alfie? Come on, man. Come on. What? Yeah.
Bohemian Rhapsody's nominated. Favorite: Black Panther, Black Klansman, Green Book, Vice.
I saw Black Klansman.
Was it good?
It was solid.
Yeah.
Best Picture is weird.
Yeah. Did you see A Star Is Born?
No.
I thought that was really good, but
same.
Yeah.
Yeah, weird.
So I mean, really, for me, it's Roma, and I didn't see The Favorite. I heard
Favorite's got to be. It's at least solid because you know Yorgo.
Yeah. I'm sure it's solid.
What's up, York? Yeah, I was just talking about you. I just said it because he's right over there.
That was York.
Really solid.
Yeah.
Yorgo. Yorgie? Yeah. So
we call him Yorgie.
Yeah, we like
and he carries around this little corgi. It's so funny.
And we call him Yorgie's dog. It's really hilarious. Did I miss an opportunity?
I don't know. A wave of depression just hit both of us. Classic Hollywood.
Roma and cinematography.
Good.
Very, absolutely. Totally, that makes sense.
Fantastic.
Because what should win cinematography besides an assemblage of master shots, right? That's great. That's the nicest wide shots you've ever seen. No, it was really, truly amazing.
It truly was.
They're really great.
Who shot that? It wasn't Chivo. I know that.
No. I don't know.
Somebody else.
We're going to the tape. Guys, who shot it? Oh, they're doing the speech.
Yeah. While he's mixing and mingling over there, who ended up watching Punch Drunk Love, or who has already seen Punch Drunk Love?
Gosh, I love Regina King. She's amazing.
Throw a 1 in there.
Yeah, Punch Drunk. They let you set up your streaming equipment backstage with lighting. No, I'm streaming on the new iPhone.
He's got an XR7.
Yeah, it's right here. Is that a real thing?
No.
Okay. No.
Not in everywhere else, but in Hollywood.
You saw it a while back. Wasn't a fan at the time. Oh, interesting. I could see not being a fan.
A lot of people weren't.
Really?
Well, because everybody went into the movie theater being like, Adam
Gosh,
Sandler,
darn it.
great.
Why did people?
I think I said last week when I saw this in the theater,
Interesting.
75% of the theater walked out.
Yeah.
Because I saw it on a Friday night, and it was filled with teenagers. And all of them left. Like, all of them left.
So is that a thing?
And all of them
every
left
time?
audibly saying, "This is stupid."
Yeah.
And I get it. Like,
Yeah.
I do get it.
This is beneath me. I need. What do?
But when
Stop
you're
looking at me,
can you
Swan.
imagine going in
Yeah.
expecting that, and then 5 minutes in, a car flips over and a piano's dropped off on the sidewalk with no explanation,
and
then
it's
there's
never mentioned again.
and then it's never mentioned again, and they're like, "I wanted to watch him beat up Bob Barker. What is this?"
I mean, you get a little bit of that. That was on point. Oh, thank you. Yeah. So I'm wondering, okay, yeah. Well, because like that happened Tree of Life with Brad Pitt, which we talked about a lot. Because someone was like, I heard this movie's got Brad Pitt and dinosaurs in it.
Yeah.
It's
And they're
how I
like,
assume
what?
They've spoken.
What did
And
they
go,
put?
oh, put your jug band equipment down.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Your jug band equipment. I'm just holding a barrel.
Look,
oh, I
man.
thought that was Is this?
It's not cool to talk about, like, you're
Yeah.
mimicking, like, East Coasters way too much.
Fair point. Those urbane, witty country bears that live in Connecticut. Do you think that would be is that like I just want to call someone a country bear? Just be like, oh, you just like such a
Go outside and try that and see what happens.
exactly. Oh, hey, country bear. Like,
Look, we're here at the Oscars.
Yeah,
we can't really be walking around calling people country bears.
Don't worry, because ever since country bears came and swept the Oscars, it's left a bad taste in everyone's mouth.
It's true. It really turned Hollywood upside down.
I believe Christopher Walken's in that movie. I'm not sure if that's true.
Of course he is. Because he's
in
finishing this
everything.
trilogy. It's like, I was in Joe Dirt, so that's one.
Yeah.
I was in, he's in a...
Give me another one.
He's in Hot Tub Time Machine?
He's in Click.
He's in Click. Yeah, that's two.
I mean, I don't know if Click's bad. Click's probably really not bad.
They were talking it up last week.
Yeah.
So much so that I almost clicked on it.
Yeah.
Because it was... I didn't even mean to, and I did.
I like it.
Yeah, it's all flowing tonight. There's energy in the air.
It's the Oscars, guys. It's the Oscars. Snap, snap.
And then I didn't.
Yeah.
And then I watched this one instead.
You watched what?
I watched this movie instead.
Because you were like, Click, Punch Drunk. I'm wondering if there was like a not this kind Adam Sandler movie out at the same, like in 2002. I wonder.
This was his first serious one. I think that's why it threw people for a loop as much as it did.
But I'm wondering if there was also like another Adam Sandler out this year that was like Grown Ups or something.
That came out
the
this
same
year?
year? I don't know. No.
You mean like a Jack and Jill movie?
Like if people were like, can you imagine if they were like, I want to see this movie that has like Adam Sandler and what's the King of Queens guy?
Kevin James.
Yeah. And David Spade on inner tubes.
Yeah.
Or this thing that has just...
You literally just described a 4-hour pitch meeting in a studio. And it took them that long. They're like, well, it's Adam Sandler, and it's Kevin James, and it's David Spade, and then we put inner tubes in it.
Wouldn't it be funny if Grown Ups was... Because it's called Grown Ups. Isn't it called Grown Ups?
Yeah.
It'd be funny if they were like, excuse me, and they put down... Sorry, this is not allowed.
You're doing a lot of voices tonight, and I love it.
No, but they put down their wash tub upright bass, and they go, excuse me, I want that Adam Sandler Grown Up movie.
Yeah.
And they thought, the Adam Sandler movie for grown-ups, and they gave them Punch Drunk.
Oh, yeah.
That's how it happened.
And they're like, this isn't...
Toast!
I don't want no highfalutin...
Yeah. I am not a fan of the filmography of P.T. Anderson. I want you to know that. I feel he is pretentious. I believe he
And frankly, his missile scene is subpar to the extreme.
Distracting from the narrative. Ba-dum-ba-dum-bum-bum-bum. Thank you so much, Toast, for that freaking resub. Thank you so much. My goodness gracious. Lots and lots of love.
Yeah, Adam Sandler just basically he does. I can't even knock him. He makes.
Oh yeah.
He
I'm
makes.
Sure Grown Ups. I legitimately, because I can tell that it's about family. I legitimately would cry probably if I watched Grown Ups. Go ahead.
But I think that's he's just like I get paid an enormous amount of money.
Tons.
I get to spend all my time on set goofing off with my friends.
Absolutely.
And we go to remote locations and do all this stuff. And why are you guys complaining? Because you guys pay for it and you eat it up. He's like, I go and do a Punch Drunk Love, and it doesn't even make its budget back, so I'm out of here.
Yeah, they make tons of cash because tons and tons of people watch it or stream it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, hey, he's just making people happy. I have nothing against. It's just fun to,
It's fun to, but it's still fun to rag on him. Yeah.
Because like, I don't know. Santos, thank you so much for that freaking sub. We'll pass out within an hour of when you beat Manus on Friday. Watch the VOD the next morning. It's definitely deserving of a sub. Thank you so much, my friend. 12 hours I spent fighting a video game boss.
That is insane. One boss. Did you go insane for a little bit?
A little bit.
What hour?
Let's see, probably like 6,
I think
8, 10, and then like after I got off, I like walked outside and punched a mailbox till it fell down. It's fine. Everything's fine. He said the C word multiple times. I did. I broke my no swearing word.
The C word?
A lot. Yeah, the C word. Consarn it.
I like it to be funny, but I don't like profanity.
Yeah.
Buddy. Because you are getting real...
Cosby. Oh, well, that is a C word. Oh, man. There's a lot of sad things that have happened in the world.
Yeah, Bill Cosby's in jail. I saw a video of him after he got sentenced, and he was walking out of the courtroom. I saw that too. What happened? He was doing the Cosby dance thing, where he just all of a sudden goes like this. He just goes, really? Like he was making jokes. And I'm like, you just got sentenced to 10 years, or however long he's in jail for being a monster. A monster.
Dizzy Spells, thank you for the follow. Oh, I was having dizzy spells as well. That reminds me.
You should not play for 12 hours straight, then.
No, man, no one should. I don't know if I...
Have another mojito.
Can we get Lobro? Is that a specific reference to Collateral? Or are you just I look like a dude who would order a mojito?
It's because you also have a Miami Vice thing going.
Wow.
And they got a whole...
because of this.
It's because of the gray...
It's because of the fake...
Well, they wear that in Michael Mann's Miami Vice.
Yeah.
They also they're rocking that suit.
But
it's like a suit that is in all his movies.
Yeah, the gray with
white in Heat. That's all. What's his name wears?
Yeah.
It's the professional suit for the professional killer.
Yes.
Bank robber guy.
Mm-hmm. That's where I got it.
I know.
I was like, yo, hook me up with the professional killer ensemble.
You just look like... I feel comfortable just, like, telling you secrets.
Yeah, good.
And then wanting to do business deals.
Cool. I'll just sit in the back.
And I feel like you're smarter and more creative than usual.
Wow.
And I'm just like...
My goodness. Yeah. It's because it's this piece of fabric that's sewn into this piece of fabric. This is not a thing that
So if you had to blow your nose, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, there would be a panic attack. Like if someone was like, hey, do you mind? I just dropped some mojito on my Oscar de la Renta dress.
Oh.
And I'd be like, they're like, can I borrow your? And I'd go, no.
Nah.
They'd be like, but, and I'd be like, I can't. You don't want this.
You know why you don't want this? Because it's a piece of cloth that I blow mucus into, and then I stuff it back into my pocket. Yep. Because that's a thing that we do.
Oh yeah, it's not sewn. It's just stuck on there.
It's not sewn in there?
No, it's sewn in there.
Yeah.
I was just making a snot joke.
Because of the mucus.
Because I'm a grown-up.
Yeah. We're here in Hollywood.
Jeff looks like a prefect from your high school.
Look, we talked about it beforehand and how he looks super stylish, and then he gave me this, and he was like, put this on. And I said, okay. And then I sat down and I looked at the two of us, and I was like, how about that? I look like I'm going to go door to door selling...
I forgot that this chair is broken. I gave you the nice chair. This is a street chair. All my chairs.
I'd rather look good and have the shitty chair. Okay.
Do you want to? Should we switch? Do you want to switch? Let's switch.
Let's switch on camera. Yeah, Jeff looks like he should be in the background of a Johnny Loves Jazz video, holding onto a saxophone. I don't even know what that means. But I'm sure it's not great.
Here was my. Do you want to switch? Should we switch?
No, I don't want to switch.
I've been sweating in it.
No.
Does that help?
No, I'm also sweating. Put it back on.
Okay, right.
We're sweating together.
Okay, all right. So here was my thinking. This is a suit that I've worn before.
I think I'm about to give a deposition.
Right.
Now, Bill, exactly how many women was it?
Oh, my.
Well!
Yeah. I can see. It's kind of like a Chris O'Donnell, like, hold on. What's the one with, it's...
I don't know. Are you trying to say in any way, shape, or form that a COD reference is a positive?
Wait, COD?
Chris O'Donnell.
Cash on delivery.
Look, we've been in Hollywood for a while. You gotta learn the nicknames, all right?
Right.
They call him Codpiece.
Goodness gracious, that works on so many levels. That better be his nickname. COD. COD.
When Vertical Limit came out,
Yes.
my buddies and I went to see it because we saw the trailer, and he jumps from one mountain to another, and then he latches onto it with his pickaxes.
Sure.
And he makes
What,
it.
does he have double? Like,
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
And he jumps from one mountain to another.
That's cool.
And so we were so excited for that moment to happen.
Yeah.
And then, we were like 14 or 15, I can't even remember, but when he did it, we yelled out, COD in unison in
true?
the theater. Yeah. And it didn't get a laugh, but we felt pretty good about it.
That's really good. COD? Is that what you call them?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so.
It's not great.
It's cool because, like, I just want COD. I want COD. I want Chris O'Donnell to, like, be like, hey, I'm COD. And they're like, what is that?
I am sure especially probably after, like, Batman Robin, like, My Best Friend's Wedding, or what was the one where he was in a wedding and getting chased by a ton of brides?
Oh, yeah.
That was Peak
I think it
O'Donnell.
was called The Bachelor.
Was it?
I think so.
I think you're right.
But he was in that, was he in Circle of Friends with Minnie Driver?
Probably.
I was thinking Son of a Woman.
Oh, yeah. That's
what I was.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I do look just like him in Son of a Woman. That's not a good look.
No, it's a good look.
It's not.
It's Chris O'Donnell, COD.
No.
Cash on delivery. That's what, like, I'm saying Chris O'Donnell, COD, cash on delivery. Chicks dig the car.
Oh, man. Do you think he's at the Oscars tonight? Do you think he's here tonight?
Oops. Here? Yeah, right. Yeah, here.
He'll come by later. He'll say hello.
That was a movie called Bride Hounds. No.
No, that's not what it's called.
That 2001 Space Odyssey, you got it. Cash me
Outside.
Yeah, wouldn't it be great? Yeah, we should just, I feel like, acronyms are too restrictive. We should just, any letter in the word counts. So we're talking about a movie today. What is so I'm interested in this. So you and your brother yelled out COD.
Yeah, me and a couple buddies.
Buddies got a huge laugh.
Oh no, it got nothing.
Huge laugh.
But we were pretty taken.
Have you ever
ourselves.
yelled at anything that got a huge laugh in a theater?
No, because after that one experience, I was like, that's not worth it. It's also a really mean thing to do because everybody else is just like paid so much money.
Yeah.
To be there.
At that point in time, would have been like $6.50.
Yeah,
To see a movie.
that's true.
Now it's
I paid
$12.
I paid $30 last night to go see a movie for two people.
Yeah.
$30.
Like a regular movie?
A regular
Was
movie.
it D-Box or anything?
It wasn't in D-Box, and because it's $13 a ticket.
Really want to see like Green Book in D-Box.
D-Box is where the chair moves.
Yeah.
And they like
D-Box
shoot like mist at you or whatever.
So D-Box is like it just goes. Yeah. It's
Yeah, like a really a literate movie.
Yeah.
Like the Mankiewicz stories or whatever.
Right. It goes. And now, Merchant Ivory proudly presents the piano.
Yeah, whenever Adrian Brody's just like shivering in the cold, it just like starts to vibrate a little bit.
Yeah. Oh man.
Or he's like eating some bread and like they just shoot like a little bread smell at you.
It's right. Yeah. It's what they call 4D. It's true. They go like this. Yeah.
That 40, like because I know the smell thing is actually a real thing, and I'm like, how do they like do it for the entire movie, or is it just specific things that like?
So Well, so
Like, what's an example of when you'd use a smell and
in
then,
a movie? Yeah, just like in a regular movie.
It's not a
like
thing that
Vanilla
comes.
Sky or something with smell-o-vision.
Yeah.
No, the hot dogs of New York.
Yeah, like I mean, I just don't feel like it would come up a lot.
It's like, oh, they're having sex. Oh my God. I can smell it.
It's like we need to put some butt in there. Or like you're watching Jurassic Park, and anytime like Ian Malcolm's on screen, Jeff Goldblum, it just smells like Jacquard Noir.
Yeah, like Old Spice.
Yeah.
Both of them. Yeah. Just some whiskey. Yeah. Yeah. That'd be great. I just want to go I just want to do like a mockumentary that like instead of they show Foley artists and they're like, hey, I'm a smell Foley artist. They go, this is He's got like oils and just different whatever. He's like, this is when he's having sex with Penelope Cruz, and this is when he's having sex with Cameron Diaz. And you go, oh, it's
like those are way different.
Yeah, amazing. He's like, yeah, but those are both Tom Cruise. Weirdly, those are both Tom Cruise smells. It's pheromones. It's weird what I'm talking about. I haven't seen Vanilla Sky. I was doing a sex with both of those people.
It's a really good movie.
Yeah, I have it. I bought it.
I love that movie.
Yeah,
a lot of people didn't. I never saw Obros.
Abre los ojos.
Yeah, I never saw that.
Will you say it with me?
Abre los ojos. Is it abre?
Abre.
Abre.
It's open your eyes. Open the eyes.
Open your eyes. That's how the movie starts. Vanilla Sky.
Does it?
Yeah. It's Penelope Cruz going, open your eyes.
Oh.
Hello, I am Penelope.
Open your eyes.
I love Penelope Cruz. She's a terrific actress.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
Vicky Cristina
Barcelona.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Oh yeah, so great. This Justin Wainwright wins Oscar for Best Odor in a 4D movie. The only time
Even better.
I've ever experienced it for yeah. And he goes, I got the Oscar. No one cares.
Yeah.
That's what he says.
Yeah.
Because the only time I've ever experienced anything like 4D is at a theme park where you go.
Right.
Well, and also.
But isn't that just like mist and?
Yes. Well, I used to work at the Texas State History Museum. That's an usher.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, of course, an usher impersonator. Did a lot of dancing. For Usher Raymond.
I got it now.
He of She's All That fame.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. It's an Usher
Yeah.
song.
That's mostly what I did.
Kind of look like Justin Timberlake too. See, you're
Yeah.
covering a lot of bases.
Do you want to switch?
No, I don't.
Let's just hold on. This is going to be better. I'm telling you, this is going to make all the difference in the world. Crap. Hold on. All right, this is
If I can't blow my nose into it, I don't want it.
Here you go. Because that really is what the difference is.
Yeah, you're right. I don't look like I'm all business,
Here you go.
Whoa. That actually worked surprisingly well. I feel way better about myself. Let's go make some deals.
I think so. Boom.
It looks exactly like yours. That's so weird.
Yeah, that's weird. It's weird that we both. Okay, cool. Yeah, if you take off your tie, I wonder. Hold on. Would that? No. I don't know. Can we get
When we get into the second hour, I'll take the tie off and
you
I'll
go.
do it. We'll do the next hour like Mad Money, and I'll like really get nice
Does
and
the guy
sweaty.
disrobe over the?
I
over the
feel
course
like
of the show?
anytime I'm watching that, I never watch it, but I always click through and then you see him and I'm like, he's having a breakdown,
Yeah.
and then I keep going, and I assume he starts like fully dressed.
Yeah.
And then like over the course of an hour,
he's
he's
got like
just
a-
like these deals and
He's got like a
these
fur coat and a
stocks.
giant Russian hat on, and he's just like, "Oh man, let me tell you, Coca-Cola, from prefect to perfect." It's really nice. That's really great. I like that. When he takes out the
That's
tie, he
great.
goes a while. He saves. So I feel like we're going to talk about Punch Drunk Love pretty soon.
Yeah.
But my primary experience with Mad Money is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Is in watching films in which Mad Money is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like
Yeah,
that's
he
where I've
throws
seen
that
it.
out there a lot. Yeah, he's just like, I'll
don't-
say whatever, I don't care.
But like, yeah, like, or
He
like,
seems like an actually cool guy.
yeah,
Like
I don't know, yeah.
I've seen him in like an interview.
Is it
I don't know
Jim
why.
Stanley? Am I making that up?
I don't. I couldn't tell you.
I don't know what that word is. But I've seen him. I think more than once, maybe just once in a movie where like they're flipping through the channels, but it's like that thing where they like.
Yeah, it's like
to build out the world.
It's like in Contact.
Talking about what's going on.
And I just remember in Contact, Jay Leno is talking about making jokes about the device that they're using.
Right.
It's like it's a weird thing, and it's
Yeah. Go watch Oscars. Yeah.
We can't because we're at the Oscars.
Yeah. Hold on. We'll just. What's up? Oh man, that was Chiwetel Ejiofor. Yo.
Whoa.
Yo, Chiwetel. Chiwetel.
He just gave him double daps because he said his name right.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. It's hard because you say Chiwetel and then 4 people turn around and you're like, no, Chiwetel Ejiofor. And they go, oh,
I want him to win an
sorry.
Oscar just so I can hear the announcer
getting there.
stumble
Yeah.
through that name.
He just calls her Idina Menzel. Calls him Idina Menzel.
Who's that?
It's a reference to like when John Travolta presented something. Oh, he presented Idina Menzel to sing the song from Frozen, and he goes, and now, and I wish I could do John Travolta because then I would just.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, that come on, Mr. Cotter, check it out. Right. Perfect. Right.
I mean, that's Welcome Back Kotter.
Yeah.
John Travolta. Like he did sound like that.
Then he had like got this very we watched Bolt the other day, or my wife and daughter. I remember seeing Bolt. Do you remember? Have you seen Bolt?
I haven't seen it. I know what you're talking
Bolt
about.
is wonderful.
Really?
Yeah, I remember seeing it and going,
Is that DreamWorks?
"It's great." Nah, it's Disney. It's great. And then they were watching, and I was like, okay, I haven't seen this in like literally 13 years. And put it because it's that old. It was like 2005, something like that. Maybe 2000. So I put it on, and I was like, this is great.
Yeah.
It's great. And John Travolta is a great choice to voice a character because he's got this like wonderfully warm. You just remember Phenomenon?
I love Travolta.
Yeah, great.
I
Anyway,
love bad Travolta too.
Yeah,
It's great.
which
It's
is
all
good
good.
because
Yeah.
then that's
He's always giving 120%, even when he should only be giving
I wish
90%.
I wish I could do that Travolta thing where he's like, I don't
know what that was.
Come on, man.
You looked like you just had a coke seizure.
I pooped some cocaine. I pooped some cocaine out of my butt because we're in Hollywood.
Yeah, it's Hollywood, baby.
John Travolta was on American Crime History season 1. Wasn't he Robert Kardashian or something?
Oh, he was the lead lawyer. He was fantastic in that.
Wow, that's awesome. But anyway, in the Oscars, he was announcing.
I think I remember this. What did he say?
And he goes, and now Adele Dazeem. He just like said different names,
Like completely. And
And
what
she
was her
came
name
out
for?
Idina Menzel.
Gotcha.
And she came out consummate pro, belted her lungs out, and then people gave him a lot of crap about it.
Oh, that's not fair.
But then like one of my favorite things that to ever happen in the Oscars ever was that the next year at the Oscars they came out and presented an award together, and I was like, that's really
That's
charming.
cool.
It's really cool of them. And I think they made
Wait,
some
did
jokes.
people really make a big deal about it?
Well, 'cause
in the sense that like they were mad at him?
Yeah, I think it was just people just jump on funny things that happen.
Oh yeah.
And like he
just like totally
like because
blew it.
Idina Menzel it was.
That sounds
she's
like a
a
dyslexic thing, frankly.
Possibly. Yeah.
I've butchered names before.
Sure.
Completely.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
But like the thing is, the thing is because like you don't care about those names about those people, like the people whose names you butcher.
I don't
you
care about Adila Menzala.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Idina Menzel.
Adina Menzel.
Very successful. He's very successful.
I don't care.
It's good. It's good. You got boned by the teleprompter. Is that true? Oh, so some teleprompter person was it the same person who screwed up Faye Dunaway and Warren Beatty?
Oh man.
His lips temporarily overcome by
Body
thetans.
thetans.
Wowzers.
He ran to an e-meter like that was just off stage.
What's an e-meter? Is that a Scientology?
That's where it's like this thing. It's like 2 cans that you grab, and it tells you like
My cans like okay.
like boobs.
I was like the
No, that's this
gasoline alley.
These are cans.
Okay.
That's boobs. Okay.
Okay.
It's like these 2 things, and then it measures how many thetans are in your body. Is this correct? And then the thetans are supposed to tell you something. And then
Did you? Because
and then
from Leah Remini, you know this.
I know this.
I asked that like from Leah Remini, you know this. Is that okay? What I said?
I just thought of what's his name, Judd Hirsch, in
Numbers?
in Independence Day.
Oh yes.
And how over the top that Jewish persona is.
Okay.
Because he is Jewish.
Hirsch, yeah, probably.
I would imagine so.
H-R-E-S-C-H?
Yeah.
I would think so.
So he felt real comfortable, like leaning into that a lot.
I know this.
I rewatched like part of Independence Day recently. I was like, oh my goodness, like he is
Really?
Really? My David. And he's like constantly just making jokes about moils or whatever, and I'm just like, oh my lord.
Interesting. Oh, great. Let's talk about this movie.
This movie's fantastic. Boop, boop. Hey, stop it.
Okay,
Get out of there. I'm trying to kiss my lady.
Yeah. So here's
P.T. Anderson's Punch Drunk Love. What year was this made?
2002.
2000. Wow.
I know.
2002.
This is another in this like we've had two movies in a row that were not nominated for Oscars. Not a single one. Not a single Oscar. They got some Golden Globes. Blows my mind because of this. I don't know if movies like this paved the way for other movies, and we now have a more sort of discerning or distinguished, not distinguished. I don't know, like a popular,
a deeper palette for.
Yeah, like we go, oh, these are the movies that we need to key into because these were movies. I mean, it's weird to think of it as kind of like a fringe movie.
It's not. I think it's a European influenced movie to the extreme.
Yeah.
And I think it is very artsy.
Because if you think about the idea that this was not nominated, right, at all for any Oscar whatsoever, and then we have Roma this year nominated for Best Picture. I mean, they're not. This is a different sort of film, but like they're in the same.
It's just you know. I think it's too far outside the box.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Like, without question. For the Academy's taste?
It's crazy because... Well,
sorry.
But this is like his follow-up to Magnolia, right? So it's like not like people didn't know who P.T. Anderson was. And Magnolia was a big deal.
And so is Boogie Nights. But it is... To say that it's not unique or...
It's definitely
incredibly quirky... I mean, it is, and it relishes in it.
And
it's great because of it. Yeah. But it is not a casual. If you sit down and watch it, you'll get sucked in, and I think most people would like it. If someone was to tell me I cannot stand this movie, I could also understand that.
I think probably
It's just it kind of depends on how much self-loathing you have.
Yeah, that's true. Sonny Bits, how's it going? Wayne, thanks for being here. What's going on? Educated is, maybe. I think educated in terms of like we're accustomed to these sorts of movies now, and we kind of seek them out and go, okay, that is a movie that I need to pay attention to. Last like Adam Sandler fans didn't want this, and PTA fans didn't want this. But I think, it's different from his other films. Hate Lost Translation, I didn't get a chance to rewatch, and I was sober, so you kept your mouth shut, but you love this film. I'm happy to you. By the way, anything we've talked about, all movie talk is welcome at any point, really. You know me, I'm looking for fancy word. Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah. By the way, we beat it, and I was like, my one regret was that it took me so long that you had already gone to bed, and you weren't there to immortalize it with an epic poem. So here's the synopsis. Here's the synopsis for Punch Drunk Love. A psychologically troubled novelty supplier is nudged toward a romance with an English woman, all the while being extorted by a phone sex line run by a crooked mattress salesman and purchasing stunning amounts of pudding. That
is it.
Yeah, it is it.
That is all the beats of this movie. But it's not the movie.
Yeah, it's interesting. I realized just now that these are written by users.
So, that does sum it up, but this movie it's not plot driven whatsoever. It's not about plot. It's about creating sequences of insane, anxiety riddled, stress inducing confusion. Like it is,
What's up, Ducky?
like from the get go.
It is so
and
stressful.
John Bryan's score is so
Yes.
instrumental in making that work.
Pun intended.
Pun intended completely.
Sorry for doing that to you.
I lost it. I lost my train of thought.
No, sorry. Yeah, but you're right. No, sorry. But you no, don't hammer it. Please hammer. Don't hurt him. Don't hurt him. Oh my gosh. There we go. Now we're in Reservoir Dogs.
Oh, but I have a T-shirt on underneath. Wait, let's tuck it back like that. Now we really look like we're in Las Vegas.
That's it. Yeah, we're in Swingers.
Yeah.
We're in Swingers.
Yeah.
Just like that.
You look. I think he
so
wears
lucky, baby.
this suit in Swingers, which makes you the cool character and makes me
No.
Jon Favreau. No one wants to be Jon Favreau in that movie. They want to be Vince Vaughn.
Everyone is Jon Favreau in that movie.
Yeah. No one wants to be Jon Favreau.
No one wants to be anywhere near Vince Vaughn in that movie. If you had a friend like that,
Yeah, but they want to be able to talk like him.
and put him in a hole.
Yeah, you're probably right.
You would. You would. I wouldn't. You're sick. I don't know why. No. Like you would just be like,
You did this. You did this.
He's a good boy. My son's a good little boy.
Brendan, what are you doing? Burying you.
Gosh darn it. Remind me never to lean back in this invisible chair. Yeah, no, he's a psychopath in that film.
Yeah.
You just go like, you gotta get. I mean, he starts out cool, but you're like, it's very interesting.
But boy, don't you love him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like by the end of it, you're like, you gotta stop talking, man.
Yeah.
You're ruining everyone's life, and you are a sad person.
Yeah. He gets Heather Graham in the end, though.
He does.
Wait. Oh, yeah. Right.
Yeah. So, Punch Drunk Love. So that is that. Those are the nuts and bolts of the story, essentially. Right. So we've got this. I mean, we've got. I mean, there is a very, I think, specific and in some ways very simple plot to follow, right? And which I enjoy very much. And the twists and turns of it get me. Like I go, ha, wah, ho. But. And so I think that there is a very concrete through line to the film. It's not one of these like drifting kind of. In some ways it is, but in some ways it isn't. Right? Like there's a
clear A to B narrative, and then on top of that is a very very thick layer of symbolism and metaphor that is pretty overt.
Really,
I wouldn't say it's ham-fisted or anything, but it's pretty overt because it's more integral to the story than a lot of other movies, how they use symbolism and metaphor. The harmonium in particular being like the main culprit of that. And like when he punches the wall and he puts his hand on the harmonium and it spells out love on his knuckles.
Which I like.
It's awesome.
I
but
had
it's playing
thought that a couple times and then I looked it up and it's like it spells it out. I was like, okay, I wasn't insane.
Yeah, it's playing with like these very in-your-face symbolic themes, and like when he's being chased by the trio of
Blonde brothers.
Yeah, loan shark dudes. There's that light that's constantly following him around. That kind of represents. It was like a dancing light. You didn't see that?
I'm not seeing that.
Oh yeah,
I need to watch this right now.
Yeah, and it's there.
See you guys.
But it kind of ruins my point because you didn't notice it. But it's pretty in your face.
I'm dumb.
Well, that's what Hollywood does to you.
It's gonna ruin it. The car crash and piano is pretty direct. I mean, symbolic of what? I mean.
Well, see, but that's the thing is like the car crash and the piano in particular and how they're presented when they first happen, because it happens. I thought that happened 20 minutes in or something.
No, yeah,
it happens immediately.
I had completely forgotten about it.
And it's not it's not something that happens in the it interrupts another scene or it's in the background or something like that. It builds up to where he steps out of his garage at the beginning of the film, and then it cuts to this empty street, and it tilts back like this beautiful shot where it goes out into the street, and then it shows cars coming down. It lingers on it, and this car just doubles over out of nowhere, and there's no other way to take it but then this is symbolism, and you're supposed to take something from this,
Sure.
and I want you to know that.
Yes.
And that's a lot of this. That's how this movie's gonna play. It's gonna play in that kind of magical realism world, like when he calls her from Hawaii on the payphone.
Yes, and the light,
and like it's a lot of just overt stuff, and it's beautiful, and it plays in this very magical, almost Disney-esque way, where it's almost like a cartoon. Like he's all wearing primary colors, and she's wearing primary colors, and it just kind of plays in that romantic kind of romanticism type level. And it's beautiful.
It is. I agree. I think, and I love. So what's interesting though, about that, and we were watching it, and my mother-in-law was like, "Oh, the light came on." I was like, "What?" And I flipped it back. I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's great," because he answers the phone, and of course it's dusk and the light is coming on,
right?
And everything kind of whatever. But it's like when she answers the phone and he goes, "Oh hey," boom, and he's illuminated. And like he's blue, she's red. Like the sort of
she literally
the bleeding color interstitials, all blue and pink and all sorts of It's just,
she literally, as he's keeping an eye on the piano before he runs and takes it, he's staring at it from his garage door, and she literally drives her car around it and comes in. And it's just like a complete this is that. This is this. And it's like you don't
disaster and chaos with uncommon, like almost musical beauty. Like
it is
like that, and that's life.
And he uses it, and it's so direct that I appreciate how direct it is. But yet I feel like you still have to watch it twice to understand how direct it is. Because the first time you're just absorbing all the quirky and like just everything that's happening and the crazy pacing and odd pacing and everything, and then you watch it back and it's just like, when he meets her, the harmony, he starts to repair it's him repairing himself, and then out of that is, by the end of the movie, she, like, the last shot is her wrapping her arms around him and saying, while he's playing it in unison with the score, and it's working, and she goes, "Okay, here we go." And so it's
what a great ending line.
It is, and it represents their relationship and him repairing himself to become and go off and start this new life with another person and come out of his shell a little bit.
And that's interesting, and I like 100% agree. Like 100% see that. And it's interesting because I tend to look for symbolism sometimes in movies and metaphors and stuff like that, especially when and they happen to be they tend to kind of be somewhat when a filmmaker puts a metaphor in there or a symbol in, they're usually kind of proud of it, and they'll kind of whatever. But this is an interesting one in that there were so many things that happened that were like that, and I. For whatever reason, in watching it, I just was I didn't think of it that way. I just kind of let it sort of wash over me.
Absolutely, and I think that's how you're supposed to do it. Yeah,
and I feel like because it's such a stunning thing. That first of all, that is one of the most impressive movie stunts I have ever seen.
The car flip, yeah,
because it follows it all the way down the road, and then just goes, and then it's such a also stunning edit. That works so well. It just goes.
Yeah, that's what's impressive.
What an interesting edit! It's so great, and it's so sharp, and it's so perfect.
Is there an edit there, or is it all in one take where it goes, and then in the foreground it comes into focus, and that's when the car zooms into plot, and then they just plop it down? I thought that's what made it even more impressive. Is that
one shot?
It's one shot, and I was just like, oh my goodness!
I got to look at it again
because there's all these little things. Because like. And I think that is the case because he does that kind of throughout the movie where he, like, that van shouldn't be there.
Right.
Because it's not.
We've just seen the
entire street. That van shouldn't be there. And, like, when he jumps off, when he's running from the trio of dudes and he jumps off.
Yeah.
And then he's already running. Mm-hmm. Like, you hear him splat, but he's immediately sprints out of frame. Like, that shouldn't. Yeah. It doesn't connect.
But it's just rhythmic and it has this the entire movie also, and obviously because of the inclusion of this, but like those bleeding sort of weeping colors that sort of kind of that break it up. The entire movie has the feeling of that.
Yeah.
Again, obviously because of the inclusion of that and working in unison with the music, but it sort of does that. And there are movies, and I'm always so struck and impressed by when a filmmaker knows how to do this sort of thing, because this is the kind of movie where, in trying to envision film or create film or write film, whatever, you kind of go like, oh, okay, well, you're putting it together. This is the sort of thing where it's like, it's crafted, everything about it is planned, but it's one of those rare movies that really succeeds, I think, in putting everything everywhere for a reason and then erasing the lines, like essentially kind of going and just making it feel very organic. And a lot of it is so strange, right? Because he walks out, that thing happened, the car, then that. There are just so many parts of the movie that feel like there's that. And so much, a lot of it early on is in service of making it just really stressing you out, and making you really put. And I go like there's like this. He's got the phone. This is coming. You got a phone call. It's good. He walks out. He's like, okay, I got to do this. Goes out to Luis Guzman's chair breaks.
Yeah, that was
and he goes,
so
what happened?
great.
The chair broke. Okay, we're gonna whatever.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like,
he's great in this movie.
He is great. Gosh, he's great.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, all of that, you watch it, you go, what a wacky movie. And then you go, no, man, that's what life is like.
Yeah.
Like, that feels so true to me.
Yeah.
There are times when I've been like, I'm so stressed out about this tiny thing that it's just boom, boom, bam, bam, and I go, that's, yes.
Yeah.
I'm so glad.
And it really pinpoints, like, how some days you're just like, wow, what a freaking off-kilter. I just couldn't find a groove today.
Yes.
Like, everything just hit at the wrong, just like 5 seconds too late or too early. I got that phone call. Like, why didn't I get it earlier right then? And it's just like everything just didn't line up at all whatsoever. And I feel like it just lives in that area for like the majority of the movie until she comes into play, Emily Watson, and then she brings some calm to the picture.
Absolutely. And she's
she's
what
amazing.
A wonderful.
It is a stunning performance. That she adds so many layers without it being on the page necessarily.
Yeah, and talk about just an actor, because she doesn't even say a whole lot, relatively speaking. I mean, she does. She obviously has a lot of. She has. I mean, she. But I guess what I'm saying is it's just about her presence and her eyes.
It is
where she is, and what she is bringing to that role, to the film, to the world of the film, and to him and to us. I mean, it really is.
And it's interesting because, like, she keeps some mystery to it. Because, like, I didn't notice it till the second time I watched it, but when he's in the supermarket for the first time looking for the best deal, she's in the background, blurred out.
I read that and I did not know.
Yeah, and they really call attention to it because he looks over at her. They just never rack to her, So she's always just blurred out in the background.
But
I didn't notice that.
It's the red dress, yeah.
It's the red dress, and she's clearly following him. And when he stops, she was walking pretty quickly, and so she doubles back, and you see her reappear in frame and linger and look at him. And it's really beautiful. And once you realize that, you're like, oh, you're as weird as he is, just in different ways. And so it matches them and puts them on the same level, because the first time I watched it, I felt like she was more motherly towards him. And then after that, it put that conversation when they're kissing each other and like, I want to smash your face in and blah, blah, blah. And she says the same thing. She's into it. It wasn't her humoring him there. She's being genuine in that moment. And so it was on that one.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That one scene of her blurred out in the background, understanding that was her, made me reanalyze her entire character. And it was beautiful.
I need to go back, because I read that today and was like, oh man, I want to go back and watch that. And that does, because what? Like, I love this movie. I love it so much. I relate to that character, that lost, angry character a lot. Just so you know. No, but it's true. I mean,
his mailbox was in tatters when I got here.
I just make a lot of phone sex calls, like a lot. And they go,
did you find that the pricing was accurate?
Yeah. And they go, you call a lot. And I go, I'm just a really big fan of Punch Drunk Love.
Do you want my social security number? I'll give it to you.
Yeah, and they go, all right, call back. No. I love this film, and I really, but we were sitting there, and there is without that sort of kind of to bring things around, you do kind of you find yourself kind of going like, why is she into him? Like, what is it? And then she reveals that she saw a picture of him and she found him interesting and whatever. And it just becomes, and that's what part of the sort of, and someone mentioned magical realism, and I agree that it's there, but it's magical realism in this film, but it also just feels, movies like this sometimes feel more realistic than quote unquote realistic movies to me. Because I go, this captures, because there is a thing about life that is like this, that quote unquote realistic movies do not capture.
Because in most realistic movies you have to have such a conflict in order for the protagonist to like get over in terms of the relationship.
Yeah.
That this feels more honest to me because I'm like, oh, they're just both weird in their own ways and they respond to each other, and he has deep issues and she's okay with that. And like that's what happened when you find someone. You know, I know in my own relationship I struggled to. I was always like, I need to protect her from like any of my shit, like some of my own issues, and then that in and of itself became an issue. And then she's like, you need to just like tell me some of your shit, and then you do, and you feel so much better, and then she's like, that's totally fine, and I don't even care, and then you're like, oh, and then you're like, oh, and you're like, wow, that's amazing. You know what I mean?
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. That is what. That's what trust is.
Yes.
That's what it is. I mean, you just go, oh, we're in something together and you're going to be there for me.
Yeah. Even in the things that I don't want to tell anyone, you're like cool with that.
That would make you look weird or like for me to associate, or like what. And it's just like, no, man, that's not it.
And that's when the fusion starts. You know what I mean?
And you see it in this film. He just starts because like for the vast majority of their initial interactions, he's just lying constantly about everything.
Right.
To try to
impress her.
Like, no, and just to try to protect himself and kind of because he's so used to being judged heavily. My God. But then what's amazing is that her presence and her whatever, she's just, I mean, she says that she's like, I have to be honest, I drove my car in there to meet you, and she's like, I just didn't want there to be something that's hidden.
Yeah.
She keeps lying. But then she just like she takes it all in stride, and it's almost like she's like, I'm aware. It's like a cosmic thing. She's just like, I'm just drawn to you, and I love you, and anything that you've done is fine. Yeah. Because it's you doing it, and if there's something we need to deal with, fine. But it's you, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I mean,
and I love when he leaves her in the hospital to go confront, and then when he goes back to her, I love how she played that scene. Yeah. Where she's just like, you can't do that. Like, you can't do that. Yeah. And the way she plays it, and then he confesses some of his own issues to her as he's like burying himself.
He just goes, I called the phone sex line and this happened, and
which is the one thing he didn't want to tell her.
Absolutely.
And it's like I teared up because I was like, wow, that's so unique to this movie, but like such a universal thing in terms of like how you make a long-term relationship work. Is like confessing shit that you wouldn't confess to anyone, and then having that person caught, like, just grab your head and say, that's fine.
It's beautiful.
It is.
That is sort of, that's part of the thing. This movie does such a good job of putting you in his head, so you take on his guilt as your own. Yeah. You're sitting there with it. I mean, movies do that, right? Mm-hmm. Like someone's keeping a secret. You start, at least I do. I feel like I'm keeping that secret. Mm-hmm. I don't like watching movies about like infidelity because I feel terrible home because I'm just like, well, I mean, whatever. Like if someone cheats or someone, I just go like, I just have this tightness in my chest because I'm just like, I'm hiding that, I'm feeling it with you character until you whatever, and I'm like, ugh. Or just anything where someone's hiding something from someone and then it's going to come home to roost later. And it's but they do such a good job of it, and it leaks into, and the sound design in this film, my gosh, like it's just a soundscape. Yeah. And I just love how voices just become kind of chatter in the background where there's like ding 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 ding. They're just like, oh yeah, okay, and I gotta whatever. Oh my gosh, and but you carry that, you carry it with you, and then it really honestly that sort of is kind of the central metaphor to me, even though it's not really played necessarily as a metaphor. It's this guilt that bleeds into his life and kind of starts ruining things in different ways, right? Like calls, blah, blah, blah. Then and then he finds something good, but then it's almost like the guilt is coming back to threaten him because he didn't feel like he deserves it, maybe.
Yeah.
And it's like, boom. And then it like really threatens this good thing, literally threatens her life almost,
Yeah.
And then he gets out and goes, screw it. That's it. I'm going to face it head on.
Yeah.
Because I'm happy now and I want this.
Right.
And I deserve it. And you were going to leave me the fuck alone, guilt. It's great.
And he said, but he also says he's also like, I'm a good person.
Yes.
He's like, look, he's like, I'm a good person. Like, because even when he calls the phone sex line, like he has guilt about that, but he's also like, she basically has to coerce him into having phone sex.
Yeah.
Because he is both nervous and awkward, but also clearly like soul crushingly lonely.
Yeah.
That he just wants someone to talk to.
Yeah.
And like just have some way to relate to another human being of the opposite sex, perhaps.
Yeah.
But I think just a human being in general, that he can have a normal conversation. And that's why he's like, I don't want anyone to know. I think there's the guilt part because it's a phone sex line. But I think on top of that, it's like twofold where he's just like, that kind of frees him up a little bit. Yeah. He's like, well, she don't have to know that I'm a loser Barry Egan guy. I can just be Jack, and it'll be fine, and I can talk maybe a bit better.
I just love how she's like, are you struggling it? And he's like, nope. He's like, nope, just talking to you. And then she's like, are you pants off later? And she's like, nope. And she's like, okay.
Yeah.
So great. But yeah, I such a reaffirming, and you're right, like that, and that is, gosh, like, yeah, because love does that to you. Like, you know what I mean? If you're like, whatever. Or and it could be love for yourself, it can be love. But just some igniting of love makes you go, no. And he goes, no, this is worth fighting for. And he goes, I am worthy, and I did this thing, but it's fine. It's a thing that people do sometimes. I'm not a bad person. Say that's that. I think what a great line. But the
I have a love in my life,
and it makes me stronger than anything you can imagine.
And I think that's really what the movie boils down to, is the fact that here's a guy that didn't really have anything in his life, which I understand, like, intimately when you kind of have periods of time in your life where you're just kind of coasting along until you're like, what? And then the world just enacts something on you, and you're just like, and forces you to like really kind of confront yourself and be like, am I just gonna let this go by, or am I gonna take action? And am I gonna do something? Be it whatever the case may be, but
kill a man with a crowbar.
Yeah, kill a man with a crowbar. I'm like,
what a beautiful,
no,
what a beautiful metaphor.
You don't need to ask me twice. Where I'm on it. I got the guy with the suit.
That dude is
collateral right here.
Because that second brother is dead. He is dead. He got hit in the face with a crowbar.
Real good.
Sandler. He's dead. Sorry, did I cut you off?
No. Let's.
Yeah, scroll. I've been having that protagonist guilt about not, about not reading chat. The car crash is his life. The harmonium is something beautiful dropped on his doorstep. Yeah, that's great. And he can leave it, ignore it, but instead he chooses to go grab it and take it home. That's great.
Yeah,
that's succinct and fantastic. I love it. Might be 2 minutes into the movie. Yeah. Oh yeah, and you still need to watch it. The heart in the silhouettes, empty space, kind of cool. Yeah. And it's so
that's
great.
Interesting. Oh yeah, that's very interesting.
I noticed it yesterday when I was watching it. It's such a that's great.
It is beautiful. I was like, oh my god, that's a heart. Fantastic.
Yeah. Here's my question: is Emily Watson's character meant to be as broken as him? I.e., two broken people coming together. Is it leaning more into manic pixie dream girl?
I think it's two. I don't know if she's broken, but I think it's two people with their own individual issues, and I just refuse. I don't like the notion that she's not messed up in her own way, however severe that may be, because then it becomes, she's the solution to all his problems.
Yeah, and I don't think it is. And I think the counterpoint to that or whatever is that moment when he's like, oh, you're so beautiful, I just want to bite your cheek, and she's like, no, she starts it. She says that. And then he goes, smash it. I want to smash it with a hammer. And after seeing that movie the first time, just like said that shit to each other all the time, constantly. We'd be like, I'm going to smash your face with a hammer. I destroy you. Like,
guarantee you that is because a lot of people
it's engraved on someone's wedding ring.
Well, I remember like people. That's something that people was like, that's weird. That's a weird thing. And like I remember the first time I saw it, I was like, no, I get that.
Yeah.
It's just a fucked up thing to say to your significant other, because you're just like, it's like when you see a puppy and you're like, I'm gonna fuck fucking squeeze that puppy's head into mush. He's so cute. And it's like that kind of thing. That's a normal thing, right? Though, right? No. Ooh,
No,
I revealed too much.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
Trust? Is there trust?
Hold on a second. Welcome back. We had a bit of a technical difficulty, but we're all good. Everything's fine. Cut back and Jeff's gone. Hey, man.
It's
I
fine.
accept you.
It's fine.
I accept you.
It's fine.
I EXCEPT you. I accept you from
took some
my
meds.
life. I
That's
accept.
fine.
No, yeah, no, right. No, it's great, and it's something, weird and screwed up that no one should ever say,
Right.
ever.
But I love it.
What you said is something no one should say. No. I'm just joking. No, it's such a. But all this movie, that's what this movie is a bunch of succinct. I'm obviously kidding, but this movie is a bunch of succinct. Sort of expressions of that, right?
Yeah.
Like that is a very compact way of being like, you say weird, fucked up shit to the person you are closest to in the world.
Yeah.
And you don't judge each other for it, and you pile on
And
to
you
it.
understand
and it's your
it.
thing.
And you understand
your
it.
thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just.
You're like,
it's
oh,
great.
he said he wanted to murder me today, and you're like,
Yeah.
that's great.
Yeah. Here's so I think that is and I think she is, because of that, in the way that like her behavior is strange, like the things that she does. Is
she's an odd bird.
Yeah, she is, but she hides it summarily well because she's a very successful consultant or whatever she is. He's successful as well, but he because he has his own business that is doing pretty good for a start or whatever. It was great.
So great.
So great.
He's like,
also,
these bad boys are going to be, so they're going really good right now.
and it's great. He kind of adopts this. What a performance!
It's a fantastic performance.
It's amazing.
And what it is that
It's so unselfconscious.
What P.T. Anderson did that is brilliant is that he took the best things, the things that Adam said. He didn't ask it. It's not that he directed a great performance out of him. He just knew how to highlight the things that he is the best at.
Yeah.
Which is like some crazy rage and some goofy aloofness.
Yeah.
But he knew that there was like an underlying thing of anger. And like, look,
And that sort of
he's married to Maya
awkwardness.
Rudolph. Like, he knows that whole SNL crew.
Yeah.
And he's well aware that comedians are dark people.
Yeah, sure.
By nature. Sure. So he knew that he was just like, I'm just going to bring that to the surface.
Yeah, I mean, it really is, and it's what's really fascinating about it is you don't get this with most comedians, but he took a comedian who, like people like Billy Madison. Like I saw Billy Madison the first time when I was in high school and was like, this is ridiculous. I don't like this. And then watched it again and was like, oh, I get it. I like it. Because I went back to school and people were like, I love it. And they were
Penguin.
Yeah, and I was like, this is stupid. And then I went back to high school and people were talking about it, and I was like, what? I'll give it another shot. And then I liked it because peer pressure. But I liked it. But the thing is, like, he keyed in on the things. It's not even like necessarily that he was like, here are the things that Adam Sandler, here are his skills as an actor. He took and distilled the things about his comedy that work and that work because they're human. Yeah. Like the very like Adam Sandler is an awkward person in his comedy as well. He's like I don't know what to, and he's like, I should something and this and you should okay, bye. Like that. And he took all these things plus the rage plus the like kind of boyishness and sort of charm, like all of it, and took that, transplanted it into like, it was like, okay, what is a real human being like? Yeah. Like that, and did this, and Adam Sandler.
He did what a great director is supposed to do. I think
what a perfect casting.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it was created with him in mind, but
because I think most great directors don't feel there's like I've heard it too many times from great directors, including Ridley Scott and P.T. Anderson, where they're just like, you can't direct a great performance out of an actor. No matter how good the actor, it's like you have to match the actor with the character, or else it will not work. Yeah. And it's like, and they're like, because they always get asked, they're like, how do you get such good performances? Like, I cast well, and then I get out of the way. Yeah. And then I let them do their thing, and I'm there to guide them. And if they have a question, I'll try to answer it to the best of my abilities, but that's all I can do. And that's what he did here.
And it's beautifully tailored to Adam Sandler. He's literally, there's no more perfect casting than this. Again, obviously because it was written with him in mind. But that is not taking anything away from this performance, because you can have that as an actor handed to you and still screw it up. And this is just 100%. Like, he is not thinking about how he comes off. He is.
It's because he's giving him all the ammunition. Because P.T. Anderson is such a calculated filmmaker. I guarantee you, before every shot that they did, he was like, "This is why we're using this lens. This is why the camera placement and the camera move is going to do this. This is the emotion that it's going to evoke and the reason for it in a narrative context." This is where we're at in the story. He gives him everything he could possibly need as a performer, and then he steps away. I guarantee you that's how he's doing it.
And the camera movement in this film is amazing. It's just
stunning.
it's so
so
much a part of the
bold,
rhythm.
yeah.
It's so bold. It's so inventive. It's so perfectly fit to what it is. It fits this. I mean, the cinematography in this film is singular. You would. Like, if you saw another movie, like, you'd be like, "This is Punch Drunk Love-esque," because I think PT gets sort of like, if you're kind of trying to describe what his films are like, you would throw Scorsese in there a little bit because of the camera movement, and precision
question.
and stuff. But I think he takes it even further. I think
Boogie Nights was his homage to Scorsese, right. And where he wore it on his sleeve the most, and then
this is like his own thing.
He found it more in Magnolia, and then with this is where he fully came into. Yeah. He took the aesthetics he had learned and then developed in those two movies, and then it came into complete fruition here as its own original entity. And it's a bummer that, like, Robert Elswit, his cinematographer, up till Phantom Thread, was because PT shot Phantom Thread himself. He was interviewed recently. Robert Elswit,
true?
Yeah,
I did not know that.
It's stupid. It's stupid how talented that dude is.
Yeah.
But Elswit was like, they asked him about why he didn't shoot Phantom Thread, and he's like, well, I couldn't do it for scheduling reasons, but also, like, our relationship is just like it's just a mess, and it's like it's a bad marriage, and, you know,
he said that?
Yeah, he was just like, we did not have a good experience on Inherent Vice. You know, he is very particular, and I am, and opinionated and immature, and I am all those things as well. And he took full blame. He was it's both of us.
How interesting.
And we both clashed a lot. And he's like, I don't know if it's gonna happen again. But we had a great body of work, and it's a bummer because, like, his singular is such a great word to use for Elswit's cinematography, but more so their relationship together, because Elswit is he's right below Deakins for me. And I mean, they're top tier.
Right.
But you know, because Elswit shot like Nightcrawler, and like he is an artist.
Yeah.
But his stuff with P.T. Anderson is different.
Yeah.
And frankly, far more interesting. So you can see how P.T. Anderson uses it. It's very much his language that he's using. Like with those tracking, those crazy long, wide push-ins, like into the doorway of his office, and then it cuts to Philip Seymour Hoffman outside the mattress store, and it does the same move, and you're just like, ah! And then it cuts inside, and he's yelling on the phone, and
he does this, and like him running down the hall does that, and then I love this, like, kind of, and it is, I mean, Scorsese, it owes something to Scorsese, but
a lot.
It definitely, definitely,
like a lot,
and there's and it's interesting because there's that where they like both walk up and it tracks up to her, tracks up to him.
Yeah.
That I was like, oh, that's Wes Anderson, who also owes a significant amount to Scorsese, which is weird to say, but is true. Like, it's very, anyway, it's very interesting. The film looks amazing.
One more shot that I want to just call out attention to, that I was just like, that is so wonderful and so simple and subtle, but great, is when he's trying to find her. She's like, I wanted to kiss you just then. He's trying to find, and then he's running.
Sequence.
He's running down the hallway, and there's like 3 exit signs, and he's just running away from the camera all the way down the length of the hallway, past each exit sign, and you're just like, there's so much going on in that frame on like a story level, a metaphorical level, and then on a visual level, and I'm just like,
and his weird his sort of wiggly run, it's great. It's so great. Gosh, I love it. And that what a brilliant. There's so many things that my Kasha pointed out too, because like, I mean, and it's just, and I was like, absolutely, like, because when he's walking away and the phone rings, he's goes, "Are you Barry?" And you're like, "Fuck."
Yeah, I thought it was
because absolutely you're supposed to, but what a great switch. And she's like, huh? And then you're like, oh, that's amazing, what a twist. And it just and it really is, you feel her coming into the film, coming into the story, because just things start getting like she just is a wonderful influence. She's just this calming, kind, just affirming thing.
Yeah.
She never like gives him shit about any of the weird stuff that he thinks he's hiding it. He's probably not.
Yeah.
Like and you just go, oh, and then that sequence where he's just running like
and that's
lost and like it's great. He runs, comes back, looks at the things. I mean,
and because she's such
great.
an obvious metaphor that like again like he's just playing with this heavy metaphorical context on top of the narrative, and it's so in your face. You do realize you're like, she is such a conduit for the love aspect of this film. And the fact that he's running around past all these exit signs and stuff, and he can't get out, and he can't find it. And and they show him getting frustrated. He's just like he's really stressing out about it. And then he finally found her. Just all the music and everything. It's just it's so wonderful. It's so complex and yet so simple at the same time.
And I love there's so many shots that I go, that's so interesting, and it's only in this movie. Like
when he gets punched and the camera goes like this, like right into the Utah
license plate.
The license plate. I just love that he got punched, and then the camera does the fall down for him.
I love the. Oh man, I love when she's cutting a Philip Seymour Hoffman. What a performance! I love him in this movie so much, and in every movie. But she's cutting his hair, and it's this right, like he's just like ow, ow, and then. Ching ching, and they're like
that shot
here, and it's just an odd framing, but it's so great because they're and then it's them looking, and you don't see what they're looking at, they're looking at him, and you're just watching their performance, and then the camera peeks around and comes into a shot where he's framed by their two heads. Beautiful.
It's beautiful.
So great, and it's so that initial framing is odd but beautiful. It's great.
Yeah,
I love that shot. And
it brings about the fun. Like to me, what is the funniest moments in the movie? Because they have this stare down, and it's like this big. He like really shows up the tough guy. He's like, and then he walks away. He's like, we're good. He's like, that's that, and he walks away. And then as he's walking out the door, Philip Seymour Hoffman just can't let his ego gets the best of him. And he walks back. He's watching him go. He's like, that's right. You get the fuck out of here,
you pervert.
He's like, what did I just tell you?
I warned you. Yeah,
that's that.
It's so satisfying. My gosh. I mean, and you just, because there's so much precision here. And it's so interesting because they're like this. I mean, I feel like that sort of moving camera, but also cinematic precision, also kind of is sort of kind of is of the progeny of Kubrick, like the legacy of Kubrick, right? That kind of precision, but and Kubrick he's not, but sometimes is sort of, people will say it's clinical, it's cold, it's not, but understandable.
Sure.
PT just marries them so well. Now I'm not putting someone above Kubrick, but I'm just saying it's his own thing, but it's such a beautiful marriage of that precision and that emotion. Like the shot in Magnolia where he goes, she's like, "Do you want to kiss me right now?" He's like, "Yes, I do."
Yeah.
And then we use some music. I mean,
and he will be considered on the level of Kubrick.
Absolutely.
He needs to pass, and then I mean that is how it goes. Like once he dies, and he has his filmography, which I guarantee you he'll just. It's so interesting because he could have gone in such a different trajectory with his career and probably been more monetarily successful if he wanted to be. But he clearly chose. He was like, I want to be an artist, and I want to do what I want to do, and I'm going to make pictures that are a little inscrutable at times, and that's okay. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have a body of work that afterward I think it's really going to be looked at and analyzed and poured over in the way that Kubrick's stuff is. I really do believe that.
No, I 100% believe that. Rightfully so. It is as complex and deep and emotional and
look,
funny.
It's
just such a.
And I understand when people are like, he's so pretentious, and I'm like, I
don't think so. But
I don't think so either. But I understand why people think that, particularly with Magnolia. But I love Magnolia.
Magnolia's fantastic.
It is so go for broke, swinging for the fences, putting everything that was in his brain onto a 3.5-hour epic of madness of his own design. Yeah. And it works as, I think it's flawed in the same way that I would say Jesse James is flawed, which is its flaws make it.
Watch your mouth.
Yeah, but like
Sorry.
I think Jesse James. I mean, that's my favorite movie of the past.
No, absolutely.
Of this century,
Yeah,
like without question.
Not
But it's not a perfect film in the sense that, like, I think No Country is a perfect, narratively tight, everything fits. Jesse James is a little more bloated, but the bloat is what makes it special.
I think it's about as perfect a film that's come out.
I agree.
But
I agree.
But yes.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It lingers. I'm sorry.
No,
I shouldn't have said that it's flawed.
No, it's.
I'm just saying it chooses to spend its time sometimes on things that are not completely related, necessary to the plot.
Well, it's not efficient. I mean, it's not like
efficient.
You wouldn't say it's.
And that's what makes it beautiful, though.
Yeah, and yes, exactly. It's very novel-esque, sort of.
Yeah.
And it's not the sort of film where you go like, man, there's no fat on that.
Right.
And you're like, no, it is.
There's a lot of fat.
It's not
a
lean
fatty
film,
movie,
but that's
what makes it good.
Eat the fat. It's great.
It's juicy.
Eat your stupid fat, you crazies. There's one thing that I don't quite like about, but it's really mean because it's just one thing, and I'm not gonna.
Jesse James?
Yeah.
What?
So I'll tell you later.
I don't want to hear it.
I know you don't want to hear it.
No.
Yeah, good.
It's a good movie.
Good. It is a great movie.
It's one of my favorite movies.
Very small.
It's one of your favorite movies. You don't
absolutely
think that.
one of my favorite movies. It's one of the best movies of the past. But the thing is, like, I used to say that I'd be like, there has not been a more perfect film in the last like 20 years. But then, like, now we've stacked some with like Nightcrawler, and then I'm just like,
nothing touches it.
Nothing touches. Fantastic.
Nothing touches Jesse James for me.
No. Well, I'm just saying there are other, like, because I was like, it blows everything out of the water. But now there's some other movies that I go, oh, I like that. In a different way, as much, like, because Nightcrawler is kind of like there's no, but Nightcrawler is just operatic. It's so beautiful. Gosh darn it, I love
film.
it. Steve Jobs is the same way for me. Anyway, I know
This guy with Steve Jobs. He won't shut up about Steve
know,
Jobs.
I know, it's so weird. Okay, hold on. Okay, only seen one sticker is more of a love interest, but that's interesting. Yeah, I think she's definitely a real person. There's a desperation in pursuit of him.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem normal. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, she is as desperate and confused as he is, but she hides it very well.
Yeah.
And I think that's the. Can you tell me if I'm the only one who noticed this? Paul Thomas Anderson is this was like, sorry, this is 30 minutes ago, or 20 minutes ago. No, 30 minutes ago. Darn it. Can you tell me if I'm the only one who notices this? Paul Thomas Anderson has a very particular style in the beginning, except for Boogie Nights and Magnolia, but in Punch Drunk Love, you kind of see him shifting toward a different style of filming things. It seems to be solidified in There Will Be Blood. No, I don't think you're the only one. I wish I remembered There Will Be Blood a little bit more.
It's where it came to. He solidified it with this movie, and then There Will Be Blood. It was just a continuation and frankly a mastery of what he had done.
And Punch Drunk Love is to me like is a love poem. Like it is very. It takes these extreme things and weaves them together beautifully and treats them as if they are prose, but it is poetry. Do you know? Yeah, I look at it as a bit of more color and a bit of faster pace. Where There Will Be Blood seems to be slower and grittier. Punch Drunk is transitioning toward that style. Using There Will Be Blood as a style he's using the Master. I love the Master. I've not seen Inherent Vice, and I want to see it.
I haven't seen Inherent Vice.
I haven't seen Inherent Vice or Phantom Thread or Heartache.
Heartache's really good. It's frustrating how good Heartache is. Like, he came out like the Coen brothers with Blood Simple, where it's just like, you came out fully formed.
And I think that's another good. I think the Kubrick comparison is very apt in a number of ways, but it's also because we were talking about Kubrick, and I was like, I can't think of another dude who is a popular success, like popular in the sense that almost populist, filmmaker, where he makes movies that everyone goes and sees them, but exists outside of the studio system and makes movies occasionally when he wants to.
Right.
And I was like, the Coen brothers, P.T. Anderson is another one of those. Yeah. I think. I mean, Inherent Vice didn't do well, which makes me even more fascinated.
But he gets his movies put into.
Yeah, it's
2,000 theaters.
It's an event.
Like or maybe like 1,000 theaters. Yeah. Which, I mean, that's a nationwide release, and it's for a Phantom Thread. You're just like, that got a nation. Like, it's crazy. But it's interesting because, like, I think what happened here with his style in particular, in terms of his photography, and why the Kubrick analogy is so apt, is that he really adopted. A real formalism with his camera work that came fully formed with There Will Be Blood, where every move, there's a reason for every shot, and there's a reason for every camera motivation, and it becomes more slow and more deliberate, and you see this, even though this is Punch Drunk Love is very fast paced, you see it where everything is very deliberate. I feel like he was a little looser with Boogie Nights and Magnolia, because he would just do things just to like, which works on an emotional level, but I really think he honed in with There Will Be Blood and then The Master and Phantom Thread. And I haven't seen Inherent Vice, but like those movies are so Kubrickian in their formalism and just how they're designed and put together.
Yeah.
Like there's not. It's very impressive.
Yeah, it really is.
It's like, that's why Phantom Thread is like, I can understand why he chose that topic, because it's about a guy who cares so much about his art, which in this case was making, dresses and fashion, but everything has to be hand knit and put together just so, because that will live forever as that thing. And he suffers over it, and like you could just see a clear parallel to like his thinking as a filmmaker.
Yeah, I can notice absolutely. Yes, you used to be MPDG. I wonder what that is. MPDG. It's probably when you said that half an hour ago. Would you mind? Sorry, Collie, if you're still here. Unless it's not, then I wonder what that was in reference.
I think we're talking about trust and relationships and opening up. Yeah.
I told my ex-wife I sometimes need emotional support, and she said you need to call your mom. Aye.
Yikes.
Wow, even just typing that. Oh, Collie, lots of love. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I totally get it. PETA. Oh, we're talking about the puppy thing. Defenestration. There you go, Ducky. Lots of love, man. She's like a nicer version of Marla from Fight Club. I want to have your...
Yeah, right.
That was the original line. Yes, it was. Yeah. Or actually, no, I think I haven't been fucked like that since grade school.
Yeah.
Go ahead and take that out of context and clip it. That was the original line. They said, you can't have that. They changed it to that, and then they were like, okay, keep the original line.
Yeah,
that was great. News, Mahershala won Best Supporting Actor. That dude's awesome.
So is that 2 Oscars for him?
Yeah, I think so.
That's, wow.
That's freaking awesome. Those pan shots, like when PSH is getting his hair cut and they look over at something. Oh, Emma, like we just talked about. Yes, absolutely. You're like, yeah, I mentioned that 20 minutes before you talked about it. Wolfram, we got raided? Wolf, how you doing, my friend? Goodness gracious. Right, let's listen to talk about Return of the Living Dead 2. Interesting. Just tuning in, and yes, I am Barry. Yes, I am Barry. Is that Lobos' house? This? Or did we get new chairs? No, this is my house with new chairs. Nice suits. Thanks. Punch Drunk Love, the only good Adam Sandler film. Ha 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 ha. Excuse me, Happy Gilmore. Yeah. There's some... Wedding Singer's good. Hey, fun fact, they shot that film here in Edmonton. I've been in the same trailer the Oscars were for Jesse James. Oh, you're talking about Jesse James. Inherent Vice is awesome. I'd be curious to see what... I would love to see it. I feel like...
This triggered my PT obsession again. Like I'd been off it for years, and like I watched this and I was like, I need to go through his filmography again and finally watch Inherent Vice.
Well, we should do a P.T. Anderson filmography so you can watch it on filmography. Because I need to see Inherent Vice. I need to see Phantom Thread. I would love to rewatch. I'd love to see Hard 8. We would start with Hard 8.
It's really good.
We would just do 2 weeks on him and just do this entire thing.
I wouldn't mind doing that. Yeah.
I know. Like there's some dudes that I'm just like. It's funny when you talk about that. It's so strange, too, because it's like, that they're masters. They are present-day masters.
Right.
You don't really hear them talked about enough because they don't come out with a movie every year. But
he's really the only other person I can compare him to, really, in terms of, like, status is... It truly is only Scorsese in my mind. In terms of, like,
absolutely.
Someone who has left such an imprint yet is still alive and making movies.
Yeah.
Like, it's weird to me when Scorsese comes out with a new movie. Mm-hmm. Because I'm like, you're so ingrained in what cinema is.
Yeah. Oh, it's like, so you're going to add this to like the Mona Lisa?
Yeah, that's like, what it feels like. I'm like, you're like a Da Vinci of modern times, and like it's weird that I live in an era where I can go watch your movies in the theater. Yeah. That's weird
it's
to
another,
me.
Yeah, it is. And it's another Hitchcock, it's another this. It's like, it's like, oh, wow, that's crazy. Yeah, I feel that way, and it is interesting because it's what a weird thing, but it's absolutely true. You're like, when he passes, people will like hear him on NPR and be like, oh yeah, I'd heard of that person. Because like P.T. Anderson so strangely is not, I mean, he is a household name, but like is not in some
He is revered in cinema circles, and outside of that, he's very little known.
I think you could very easily grab a person off the street and say P.T. Anderson, and they would go, I don't know who that is.
Truly.
Like P.T. Barnum?
I think they'd be like, you mean Wes Anderson? Because he's frankly more popular, frankly.
Yeah.
It's weird because like I have a hard time gauging the popularity of certain artists, particularly Wes Anderson, because I'm like, we live in Austin.
Yeah,
and
the
like
people-
our main theaters are the Draft House, which is pretty unique in and of itself. Yeah. And they like promote the shit out of any art,
Yeah, and most of the
indie
people,
film.
I think most of the people that in our respective friend circles are like know these. It's just kind of like we live in an echo chamber.
Yeah.
Fuck it. You're so distracted by talking about movies you don't notice you were rated. Sorry, Scorp. There are some hilarious scenes in Inherent Vice. Gosh, Joaquin Phoenix, I'll watch anything with him. There Will Be Blood was so great. See, that movie was just bleak enough to kind of be like, all right, a little too much. I am left cold by this film. Maybe that may be the point. I think.
Every freaking PT movie, it takes me at least twice to like really appreciate it. And I remember watching There Will Be Blood in the theater for the first time, being like, I just said it. I think I was just I'm gonna have to watch again.
Yeah.
And it was weird because that was 2009, where it was There Will Be Blood, Jesse James, No Country, and Zodiac, and I had the same reaction to Zodiac, where I was like, I don't love it, and because I was
And
just
then watching
expecting
it again, yeah.
and then I watched it again, and I think it's Fincher's best movie.
It's hard to, yeah. I feel like that's like his.
I think we discussed this, where I think it's his best, and then I have another favorite.
Well, I think because
I think we both love 7 equally.
Yes, 7 is for me the Fincher, but at the same time you go, oh, it's almost like it's kind of like it's his outlier masterpiece is what it is. It's kind of like this thing where it's like,
I think it's his most mature adult film.
It's because
I just wish, frankly, I want him. He's such a talent that I wish he would do more stuff that would push him like that, because that dude is so crazy smart, and yet he almost ironically likes to be like, isn't it funny that I'm doing a girl with a dragon tattoo? And I'm like, no, it's not. It's not that funny.
That's interesting. How do you think Tarantino will be remembered compared to PT? I think obviously PT is more serious filmmaker. Tarantino is kind of filled up. I still enjoy it, but they don't blow me away. I agree. Look, PT, like Tarantino. Gosh darn it, Pulp Fiction. I love Inglourious Bastards. I mean, he inspired a generation of filmmakers. He added something to film.
Yeah.
I mean that has persisted. He's a huge, gigantic name. I am more, I would say, artistically excited when I hear there's a P.T. Anderson movie.
Without question.
Yeah, I mean, I think P.T. Anderson is.
I really like Tarantino.
Tarantino's great, but yeah.
It's frankly not. It's not for me.
Yeah, I loved Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction. After that, yeah, I still need to see Jackie Brown, man. We need to do Tarantino. This is why I love this show, because we get to just go, let's take 4 by this person. Yeah. 4 by boom.
You haven't seen Jackie Brown?
I've not seen Jackie Brown.
It's his best movie.
I know, and
it's so good.
And that's the thing, is that Jackie Brown, I feel like, and I don't know this, but
it is so good.
And I feel like we've talked about this, and I'd like to do, and we talked even about doing a filmography about this, where each filmmaker kind of has an outlier. Yeah. And I think Tarantino's is Jackie Brown.
Yeah, it is.
Fincher's is Zodiac. I mean, like, honestly, P.T. Anderson's is Punch Drunk Love.
It is, yeah.
Like, and often those movies are like 50% of people detest them.
Yeah.
50% of people love them. And in a lot of ways, it is, a lot of times it's either the worst movie or like the one that just is like way off the whatever.
I feel like Scorsese
or it's their best. Scorsese is like,
he has like
50% of his filmography
it's his East Asia focused movies, like Silence, Kundun. There's a third one that I'm forgetting. So frankly, he's got too many of those. So really, his outlier, and it might be in his top 3 of best movies, in my opinion, is Age of Innocence with Daniel Day-Lewis. It is a stunning, and frankly, his most emotional movie, because it's all about suppressing your emotions in a very hoity-toity society.
Yeah.
We got to do Scorsese.
Yeah, man.
There's so much stuff we have to do.
That's the thing. We can come back to them. We can come back to them. Yeah.
And I do love, like, I enjoy, and like I have a deep. Like, I grew up with Tarantino. Yeah. I had my obsession over him. I like filmmakers, and this is a preference. Mm-hmm. I like PT because like he can bridge the gap between film cinema, like scholarly shit, and then also tap into real, very emotional stuff.
It feels very immediate. Yeah.
And Tarantino is like he's just like I am such a good writer, which he is, and look how good my writing is.
And it's very much it's such a heavy style, very 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 stylistic. But I mean, and like you can't. I mean, but the thing is, you look at something like Pulp Fiction, and you cannot. It was a culture bomb. Like it just went. Everyone goes, "What planet did this come from?" And I am like, "Gosh, I want to make that."
It changed
I
everything.
want to see that. I want to make that movie. I wanted like we can't get it, and rightfully so. That movie is nuts. It's great.
It's a postmodern like. It brought in this postmodern era of filmmaking that everyone tried to.
Emulate for
10 years, and no one could do it.
Yeah.
But then it was like that pendulum where it swinged hard where everyone was trying to copy it, and then it kind of leveled out again, and it just had its imprint that kind of,
That pit was up here in lonely old Edmonton was groundbreaking. I think there was a radio station offering about $25,000 to whoever could book him in for their show. That's interesting. I love Inglourious Basterds. Yeah, I love Inglourious Basterds as well. Tarantino's making very similar movies over and over to me. He can't make the splash he did with Forrest. And I mean that. But the thing is, honestly, if he never has another, I mean, and he's had several, like Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, Jackie Brown. I think Inglourious Basterds. Those are all movies that are like you're just like, wow, man. Like, and then again, having not even seen Jackie Brown, I know that it's, you know what I mean. It's like,
I loved Django. I really did. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I know, and a lot of people do. And I didn't feel.
There's not one movie that I would. And Hateful Eight, I really enjoyed Hateful Eight.
I really wanted to see
it.
it too.
So he doesn't have, to me, a movie that doesn't work.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think you can always have the argument or discussion about him lifting.
Yeah.
And does that make it?
I mean, but
you can have a discussion about the originality, but
it's intrinsic to his style.
It is.
Like it is.
But you can have that discussion.
Andy Warhol, it's like rap sampling.
And people do have that discussion about Andy Warhol. It's like, is that art?
Yeah.
Because it's just a comment on art.
Yeah.
But does that make it art? No, I would argue that it does. Yeah. But does it make it? You know, frankly, I think it's way harder to come up with original ideas, though.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. I think even if he had made Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction, or even just Pulp Fiction, and then like if he never even made another thing that was up to that level, he still would have. I mean, he still has made an undeniable imprint on film.
And he says he's going to quit after 2 more, and he'll have a very amazing filmography with no weak links.
He's doing that Manson thing, which is crazy. Yeah. Really enjoyed Hateful Eight at Pack Theater. I've never wanted to rewatch it.
Same.
I heard it's good. It's weird, but I find Daniel Plainview to be unintentionally hilarious. No, that's not weird.
And I don't think it's unintentional either.
There you go. What do you think of Boogie Nights? It's great. Boogie Nights is great. Very like immediate and shocking and all of it. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Whew. I would still go if friends wanted to Tarantino movies. Gotcha. Fun fact: Plainview is in Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2 and is named after Daniel Plainview. Is it a town? It's the only other PTA film you've watched. There Will Be Blood. Once you know how much Tarantino ripped off, yeah. And again, we can have that conversation, and we have. But Tarantino's ridiculous. We saw a twist in Phantom Thread coming. I need to see it. Real talk. I love Inglourious Basterds only because Christoph Waltz. I mean, hey, what an intro. Goodness. Felt like he was trying to be grown up and did nothing for me. Gotcha. It was Matt Kundun. Fascinating to see Age of Innocence. Yeah.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Montesanto in The Sopranos when he sees Scorsese. Marty Kundun liked it. Oh, that's funny.
yeah, I know what you're talking about finally because I'm watching The Sopranos.
That's awesome.
Kundun, I liked it. It's okay. Yeah.
That's hilarious. Yeah. I'm watching Game of Thrones for the first time.
Oh.
Have you seen that? 2
seasons of it. It's real good.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be amazing, and as it just keeps getting better.
Each
episode's like a $200 million movie.
Yeah. I didn't think I would... I didn't think it would be for me.
Oh, it's good.
And I kind of I have sort of like a vested interest in enjoying it. And I kind of went in and was kind of like... I was like, all right, I got to watch this. I'm gonna enjoy it. And I do. But it's great.
Oh,
I'm enjoying it a lot. There's like
especially once you get into it, it'll hook you.
Yeah, characters. There are characters who are rich and dynamic, and I love them. And there is some truly great writing in it.
Oh, it is a beautiful show.
Yeah, it's great.
I'm kind of just saving it.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I did 2 seasons and I fell behind, and I'm like, it's gonna be there.
I know.
And I'll have 6 seasons of just beautiful stuff. Because apparently it just keeps getting better.
Interesting. I'm live tweeting my reactions to an 8-year-old show.
To season 1.
Yeah.
Just like boobs.
Yeah, pretty much.
Kid out a window.
Yeah, you
More
go.
boobs.
Yeah.
Incest.
Yeah, it's great. But it's really great. I was like, oh man, ooh, Varys, you nutless little scamp, you. Christopher Blesson. Yeah. I think he misses Roger Avery. Yeah, there's an interesting history back, with there. What movie again? Sorry, not sure because we talked too much. No one could do it. Excuse me, have you not seen 8 Heads in a Duffel Bag? Pulp Fiction is great, and it made $100 million domestic off what, 8?
Yeah.
Pulp Fiction is great. Who did 8? Who directed 8 Heads in a Duffel Bag? Kill Bill could be way shorter. I failed to connect with Kill Bill. Hateful Eight. What do you think about Kill Bill?
I like the second one better than the first one. I want to see the ultimate cut that they keep positing is going to come out, because I'd be interested to see it as a 4-hour, like long narrative piece, intercut to where the 2 narratives are,
Like the Godfather, like they did for TV with the Godfather.
I feel like maybe it'll make me like the first one more, because like the first one is just so technically impressive and that fight is impressive, but it just does. I was bored.
That's interesting. Kill Bill is also kind of an outlier for him. It's interesting, but I mean, it's weird because it's kind of an outlier, but it's also like one of his main.
I feel like Death Proof is.
Well, Death Proof is him doing like he's like, all right, I'll do this with you.
It's a great movie though.
I do like Death Proof.
Really like Death Proof, but it is. I would probably call that his biggest outlier, and probably the one that he would consider one of his failures.
Yeah.
Which is silly to me, because I'm like, that's a really good. Frankly, that's one of the better movies you've done, in my opinion.
That's interesting.
Better than Kill Bill.
Well, I think I would rather rewatch Death Proof than Kill Bill.
Me too.
I think Death Proof. I think that whole what did they call it? Grindhouse. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Was I was interested to see it, and I did see it, and
I went to the premiere.
Did you really?
Yeah, I got to meet Tarantino.
Oh, really?
I shook his hand. I was like, "That was cool, man." He was like, "Thanks, man." He was very high.
Yeah, a little bit. This is pretty good.
He did. That's what he did. He was just like, "Thanks, man."
Yeah, that's so great. Yeah, but I just feel like that's the thing where that's this thing where he like I feel like on the press tour he'd be like, yeah, they'd be like, so Quentin, what about this thing? He'd be like, yeah, like Robert wanted to do it and we're buds, so like
yeah.
I just I'm not gonna badmouth him or whatever, but like yeah, I'm here for Robert, and I made a whole movie.
By the way, I'm here for Robert. Yeah. I made it for Robert.
Yeah.
This is a lark for me.
I don't need to put my name on it. It's fine. I don't care about originality. Shakespeare didn't come up with R and J. Yeah, sure. I mean, it's style, absolutely. Yeah, hey.
Yeah, but with Tarantino, when I went and saw Lady Snowblood for the first time a couple of months ago, and I realized that he had lifted entire sections of the movie verbatim from the film. Costumes, set design, story arcs, everything. And I was like, oh, this isn't homage. This is stealing.
Yeah.
And I never knew. I always gave him way more credit because I was just like, oh, he's doing an homage and an amalgam of all these other influences, and which is true of any art form. I completely agree.
Yeah.
But when I saw that, I was like, oh, he just lifted wholesale out of another movie and put it in his own thing.
Yeah, and that
was a bummer.
Hey,
I was
man.
bummed.
I mean, it is because, and we talk about having that discussion because it is a discussion. There are strong points on either side.
I don't deny he weaves it in a way to where he tells his own tale ultimately, but particularly in Kill Bill's case, where it was all broken up. I mean, he's a chapter guy, and like the whole chapter with Lucy Liu, I was like, that's just Lady Snowblood, like to a T. Excuse me.
Interesting. Yeah, it's an oil field in which get it plainly. Yes, yeah. But I mean, I wonder. I feel like he draws from stuff like that, like other people draw from Shakespeare, right? The difference being Shakespeare's in the public domain and is Shakespeare. But yeah.
And like a couple hundred years old.
Yeah, totally.
And Lady Snowblower was made in like 1972.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And there's stuff like, it's like, yeah, it's just, but yeah, I don't know.
It's hard to rip from other films because cinema as a whole is such a brand new art form.
Absolutely.
It's the newest art form.
Yeah.
Like, it's only been around for 100 years.
Yeah. Besides Vines. Vines is newer.
Vines is...
Vines are...
Get out of here.
Ah!
Are Vines still a thing?
I think they went away, and I think there's a new thing called TikTok. Tell me what TikTok is, everyone. I just come here and go, what? I go, what's going on in the world?
I suck everybody else.
Gets better is really subjective. Like really subjective. Breaking news: Green Book wins best, which is Peter Farrelly adapted. Oh, original screenplay. Then Peter Farrelly
Not
did
adapted.
did he?
Interesting.
Because I thought it was based on a true story. Incredible but disturbingly. Gotcha. When you are all caught up with GOT, you need to visit the Free Folk subreddit for the prime memes. Interesting. Breaking news: First Man wins visual effects. Still need to see First Man. Yeah. You know what? Chazelle kind of has this like. If I was going to be like someone like, and this is not, it's stupid to do this, but he has sort of that sort of intrigue and energy and interest for me that P.T. Anderson is. He also kind of looks like him. He's like a little kid.
Do you think P.T. Anderson looks like a little kid?
Last time I saw him.
Really?
Yeah, he just walked by.
That's right, because we're at the Oscars.
No, yeah, but P.T. Anderson was like, last time I saw a picture of him, which was probably 5-10 years ago.
Yeah.
But he looked like this like Weasley kid in a t-shirt. Not Weasley, but he just kind of looks like Yorma Tacone. You know who that is?
He does look like Gorman.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's gray now, but
he is. Yeah,
he looks good.
Does he have this giant beard?
Yeah. Or not a giant beard. He's got a beard like you.
Yeah.
He looks good.
Great.
I was like, because he used to be real dorky looking.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, oh, you're like a handsome. He hit like.
Maya Rudolph, man. That Maya Rudolph love.
I think so.
Are they married? They're not. Are they together?
I think
are they still?
They could be common law probably at this point.
Yeah, but they're still.
Yeah.
They're still going strong. Like Goldie Hawn and Caruso.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Pound that? I don't know why.
We just pounded for you guys and your marriage. That's not real, but
overboard forever. Yeah. Weird Al Pulp Fiction is remembered and Forrest Gump is kind of forgotten. I don't think Forrest Gump is forgotten.
I don't think so either.
I made a very convincing argument that Forrest Gump is the most quotable, the breadth of it has the most quotable lines, most lines that are quoted of any movie.
Oh,
ever.
I don't know about that. Jedi. I agree with you.
I think the most lines that are
box of chocolates
that come into
Bubble gum.
I was running or something.
I was shot in the butt.
Yeah. I have to pay.
Is he like me?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, is he? Yeah. Stupid is as stupid does.
Stupid is stupid does.
Mom always said, "My life is like a box of chocolates." Yeah. Anyway, Weird Al Pulp is good for So anyway, breaking news. Oh, because you're saying Forrest Gump won that year. I think Forrest Gump.
You know what my favorite line in Forrest Gump is when Lyndon B. Johnson is like, "Well, you know what? I kind of like to see that."
Yeah. Kill Bill is indulgent. Yeah, sure. Yeah, and I think that's part of it's like purposefully so. I think, as far as the Oscar worthiness it was shown to have at the time, I think Forrest Gump gets sort of like knocked for being corny or something. Forrest Gump is a tremendous technological and narrative achievement.
I love Forrest Gump.
I
love Forrest Gump.
Lasting.
I think what sucked is that people kept trying to make Forrest Gump over and over, and it became such a quotable thing that then it just inevitably went into parody. But like, I think that's why I was bummed when I saw like Curious Case of Benjamin Button.
Yeah, I know.
And it's all written by the same guy. Like the guy who wrote Forrest Gump, he keeps like kind of repeating himself. Where I'm just like,
wait, what?
I think it's like Tom
The same
Roth
screenplay?
or Joe Roth or I can't remember.
Tom Rothman?
No,
Oh, who's that?
something Roth, I think. But Curious.
Eli Roth. Eli Roth wrote Forrest
That's right.
Gump. Yeah, that's a weird movie. Eli Roth does Forrest Gump.
But Benjamin Button is just like Forrest Gump.
It definitely is. But it's a short story by Scott Fitzgerald too. But
you know what it isn't? The film.
is that?
So shut up.
But I mean,
Scott Fitzgerald.
Got him. Forrest Gump. Screenplay written by. Yeah.
What's his name?
Oh, yeah, Eric Roth.
Eric Roth. What else did he write?
Benjamin Button. That's crazy.
Yeah. It's the same damn movie.
It really is.
Yeah.
But I honestly feel like that is more because you go, oh, the same dude who wrote Forrest. No wonder it's like Forrest Gump. But I think that's more of a function of a studio getting the pitch and going, I'll get the Forrest Gump guy to write it because it sounds like Forrest Gump. Like honestly, that's crazy. I did not know that. That was I've always said I was like, man, they made Forrest Gump again in a weird way. It's weird that
they sucked out all the fun of Forrest Gump and made, and I feel like that might have been like Fincher being like, I want to do that, but I want to play it straight and go for like a real empathetic view, but austere approach, and it just didn't work.
It's a weird. It's
the one
that's the outlier in a weird.
It's like the one above Alien 3. It's just the one flat out misfire in his filmography that I'm like, I don't, because I love Panic Room. Panic Room's great. Fucking awesome.
Panic Room is great. I had kind of like been like, Panic Room's like here or there or whatever. I don't really care. And then like,
no, it's good.
Yeah,
it's like good.
I walked to the room while my brother-in-law was watching it at our house. He was staying with us, and he popped in Panic Room, and I was like, I'll sit down and watch this for a second. And then I was
like, boom,
it's Hitchcock.
Yeah,
it's Hitchcock. I mean, purposely so.
It's tight. It's good.
It's fantastic. I didn't know there's a concept of the Grindhouse films, so a lot of people left after Planet Terror.
Yeah,
Planet Terror is nuts. That movie is insane. How when a girl's leg gets cut off in the car crash and goes flying in Death Proof.
Yeah.
See, Jeff, you would have gotten his attention more if you showed him your feet.
That's true.
Yes, when you... It's so weird that, like, that's like, what do people, like, Quentin Tarantino, like, changed cinema. And then he's like, what do people know about you, Quentin Tarantino? I made Pulp Fiction, I'm kind of weird, and I like feet a lot.
Like, a lot.
Yeah.
Because, like, how much do you like feet? I put a 5-minute scene about Uma Thurman's feet in Kill Bill. That's how much I like feet.
Yes, when you lift an entire scene that's stealing. I can type. Jeff, have you seen the spaghetti western The Great Silence? It's full of hateful hate. Oh, man.
Really? No, I haven't, but I'm going to watch it now.
Jim Jarmusch once said, nothing is original. Steal from anywhere that resonates with inspiration or fuels your imagination. It's not where you take things from, it's where you take them to. And
I completely agree with that.
I mean, that's all right.
I completely agree with that.
The newest art film is anime. Excuse me, video games' newest art form. Damien Chazelle was born in 1985. It's fine. I'm older than him. My life is also his me. Yeah, I know what you mean. Actually, Colin, there was a really good argument made by Roger Ebert why video can be considered art. 1985. Jenny, Lieutenant Dan. Oh, yeah, Lieutenant Dan, that's Kareem. Benjamin Button is a total gump off. Absolutely. It even has the motif. Yep, Eric Roth. Oh, there you go. I enjoyed it. But, working title. What a great Twitch name. I love it. I enjoyed it, but I couldn't say it was good. I just hit that I miss 80s Spielberg nerve. Ooh, Benjamin Button?
Or Forrest Gump.
Oh, you're talking about Forrest Gump. Yeah. Which makes sense, because it's Zemeckis, which is baby Spielberg. It's weird to say at this point, but Fincher's Girl with a Dragon Tattoo I think it is very good. I very much enjoyed it. I don't remember much.
Oh, no. I own it, and I've watched it many times, and he directed the hell out of that movie. I just wish he would not do airport thrillers and invest his time into something a little more sumptuous with some real meat on its bone.
Like some John Grisham, which is an airport. Yeah.
I wish.
Yeah.
He's great at thrillers. If he just wanted to do thrillers for that's fine. Do something that has a little more meaning and substance to it besides Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, which is just there's nothing there. There's nothing on that.
Yeah.
It's just like it's
very well
women.
Done.
It's men hating women, and then like this idea of trying to make a strong woman, but written by a man who then puts her through horrific shit the entire movie to make her stronger, and this is years ago before all Me Too and everything. I fundamentally was like, this doesn't work for me. Having said that, he directed the hell out of that movie, and I've watched it a lot just to study it because it is very impressive.
It's funny because we started talking about Fincher outliers, and I was like, oh, definitely it's Zodiac, but then you mentioned Benjamin Button, which I always forget.
Me too.
Benjamin Button.
I forget.
But in a way, honestly, if you look at his filmography, he's done so much crime stuff that Fight Club is an outlier. And the thing is, Fight Club is...
I feel like most people put Fight Club at the numero uno.
I don't... Look, I love Seven. If you were like, Fight Club is like 100 times more anything. If someone puts Fight Club above Seven, I go, yeah, I get it.
Oh, yeah. I would probably agree.
Yeah. Fight Club is like a Pulp Fiction in the sense that it's just like... I mean,
frankly, I think...
Where did that come from?
I think you kind of have to put Fight Club above Zodiac just because of... I mean, that's a one-off. Like, you don't get to make that movie again.
It's once a generation.
It's a once a generation.
Like, there are very few movies like Fight Club, Pulp Fiction, like Beetlejuice. These are like lightning in a bottle.
They are.
Like,
and like, you don't get a budget that he got to make something like that, and then you just don't get to make that movie ever again. He got one shot. He knocked it out of the park. Because I mean, you just watch that movie and you're like, they would do setups, and I'm like,
that movie's so
I was just
incredible. Gosh.
like when he's running all over the place trying to find Tyler Durden, and I'm like, there's like 47 setups in different cities that you just went to get one shot a piece in. And I'm like, that's insane.
Can't wait to hear what you think about the female characters in Heat. I've not seen Heat since I was like maybe 17 or 14 or 15 or 16.
I'm so excited for you to watch it.
I was wearing this suit.
I'm so excited for you to watch it.
Tim Burton's been making Beetlejuice over and over again. So Fight Club is another one of those movies where like people tried to remake it, but they didn't know how. That's true. It's hard. The thing is, I think Fight Club. I think people tried to take the spirit and coolness of Fight Club and make gritty sort of like movies, but like I can't really think of an example. They did the
because I was just immediately was like, I want to know because I'd love to see
a knockoff Fight Club.
Well, I just would love to see someone trying to emulate. It's such a unique thing.
It really is. You can't. So that's maybe, and Pulp Fiction I think similarly.
But they did do that seedy underground, that style of photography and like, you know, that greenish hue, like that just just enveloped the film industry for a decade.
And it's Fincher. I mean, it's Fincher. And like it really is. I mean, it's that sort of, because I mean that's the Fincher look. Mm-hmm. People were like, oh, cool. It's Neo Kubrick, and it is. I mean,
it's crazy because like it is so precise.
Oh, it's great.
Like there's a shot in that movie that I always recall, and it's a very minor shot
in Fight Club,
and it's when they're in one of the men's therapy, like coping meetings, and Meatloaf is like talking, and it's dollying this way, right, and so it's moving towards Meatloaf, and then it does a whip pan over to Edward Norton, and it starts pushing in on him this way as the camera. So it's going cross parallel like this, like it's dollying this way, and then it whips around and it starts going this way, and it's such a minor shot because he's just narrating and it's setting up the scene before they get into it, and yet it is. I'm like, that is a crazy complicated move that they nailed with such precision. Yeah. And it's for a nothing setup shot, essentially.
I think Fight Club, like literally we could take Fight Club and talk about it for a week. Yeah. Like that movie, his name is Robert Paulson. I love it so much. Can't wait to talk Heat on Filmography someday. Well, stay tuned. Heat is coming next month. Our next, well, I just let the cat out of the bag. My daughter's crying. Love you, honey. Heat. I guess we can just, Michael Mann Month. Man Month.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Michael Mann Month is next month.
We're gonna do Michael Mann all month long.
Yeah, baby. It's the month of man.
This is what I've been waiting for.
Yeah. And
when we first started talking about doing this stream, that was the one I was like, when we could do Michael Mann a whole month. I'm pumped.
Yeah. Oh man. I was him for Halloween, complete with a that's great. Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Oh, that's great.
I love that. So here for Michael Mann, rock and roll, man. Like I've seen Heat, I've seen Collateral, but it's been years for both. It's been a couple decades since Heat.
I'm so excited to do Heat.
Yeah.
Heat is okay. So
we're discussing whether to do Thief or Manhunter, and I've seen neither.
Here's what we're doing. For the month, we're gonna do Heat, The Insider, and then end it with Collateral. The first one, though, because we're going to do 4, so that's 3. The first one of the month, though, we're debating we either do Manhunter or Thief. Yeah. I've seen them both. I could go either way. I think it could be interesting to do Thief because it's a parallel to Heat in like in how they do bank robberies and the evolution of Michael Mann's approach to that. Mm-hmm. He hasn't seen either, though. And it could be cool to do.
I own Manhunter. But I'll track down Thief. And it's interesting because like Manhunter also sort of, I mean, to me it's his like breakout sort of.
Yeah. There's another thing that we could do.
What's that?
And I'll tell you this right now. Michael Mann created Miami Vice.
Oh, right.
Co-creator of Miami Vice.
So you can watch,
He made
Yeah, totally.
he made Heat as a TV movie, as a 90-minute TV movie.
In an episode of Miami Vice?
No, he is a one-off TV movie show, like thing, like a special. It's 90 minutes. It is the story with the same characters, but he condensed it into 90 minutes and he shot on a TV budget. But it is the same movie. I have not seen that.
Oh my gosh! Well, what we should do is the week we do Heat, we should watch both of them. If we can try and find time to watch both of them. Then.
Because I've never seen it and I've always wanted to. Because I think LA Takedown, right? Exactly, LA Takedown. And I've always wanted to watch it to see because he made the movie twice.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, is this why this is the nadir of your like entire career? Is this this crazy crime epic opera that you made, which is Heat?
Because you already got a dry run.
You did a dry run, like where you made it fully.
You had a video storyboard that was telecast nationally. Supposed to be a pilot, but studio hated the lead. So I'm assuming we could find that somewhere.
Yeah, I'm sure we
really
can.
Because it has the same story characters as there's a Waingro. Huh?
There's a fucking Waingro,
That's a dude from CSI. Oh, William Peterson. Interesting.
Okay, well that could be cool. So what do you guys think? Should we do Manhunter or Thief?
That's interesting. I don't know because I'm wondering if Manhunter has William Peterson. Yeah. Well, it's also got Tom Noonan and Brian Cox. I mean, it's interesting because we could always do Manhunter later if we do sequels and we do like
if we want to do a whole thing on Lecter and
we could do. I mean, I don't know if it necessarily warrants it, but we could do like a whole filmography on Lecter.
I mean, I could easily do
4 to 5 movies.
Oh, and do it all in one go.
I mean,
I'd be so. Maybe we should do that because
Manhunter, Red Dragon, Silence, and.
Well, have you seen Hannibal?
I'm not.
People love to hate on that movie. Hannibal is one of Ridley Scott's best movies.
I didn't know Ridley. I forgot Ridley Scott did. I forgot that
it is an opera of gore. And I mean, there's not a lot of gore, but like it is so well made.
Hannibal's not really.
It is crazy, and it gets really crazy towards the end. But it is so well made and so beautiful, and just so.
We could do a month of Lecter, yeah.
And maybe we don't even have to do a month. Maybe we can just do a show on Lecter and cover. I wouldn't need to revisit them all. I've seen Hannibal a lot, and so I've seen Silence a lot.
I would just Silence. Yeah, definitely know Silence, but I'd have to watch. Gosh darn it.
And then we don't have to do Red Dragon because if we're doing Manhunter, Red Dragon, it's the same thing.
Maybe. Oh, you know what we should do? Because we do remakes, we could do Manhunter and Red Dragon. I don't know. This is interesting, but I don't know. Thief is interesting. Hey, what's up, Fire Champion?
I guarantee you're gonna love Thief if we do it.
Yeah, I would love to have another beautiful James Caan performance.
And it's one of his best. He says it's his favorite movie he's ever done.
That's awesome.
And he was in The Godfather.
Yes, that's true. Maybe we should do Thief. I'll think about it. Hannibal is the counselor Ridley Scott. You drop your drums on the table and dares you to look at it. I didn't mind the counselor. This is also the counselor suit. This is just.
I never saw the count. That's another one I need to visit. Yeah.
Fire Champion, we're wearing these suits because of the Oscars. By the way, have they announced Best Animated Short yet? Because that's what I'm here for.
They did animated feature and Spider-Man one.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
It was very good.
Remake filmography idea. Oh, we're doing a lot. Yeah, so filmography. What I love about this show. Love talking movies with my buddy. Love talking movies with our buddies. Did it get weird?
Keep going.
This is weird.
Reach to them.
This is weird.
But actually touch them.
Hi. But what I love is because initially it was conceived as like we were just gonna run out. We're just gonna go literally do filmographies of directors, and then start talking about all these cool themed shows, and then started doing some themed months, and then got excited to go back and do the filmography of directors, and then we can go back. It's great.
It is great.
I love it.
We're jumping around.
I'm really excited about it.
We do need to do a 4D filmography where we just have a spritz bottle where we're just squirting the screen.
We do every like IMAX. It's like dinosaurs 4D, and this the story of Texas, which is a real
Story of Texas.
which is a real one that plays at the Texas. And that's what I was going to say. Is that thing like it goes, man? They'd spritz you when it rained and they'd have like smells and stuff.
Yeah.
And then they'd have a thing who's like a rattlesnake would just pop up and say and they go like we just waiting for a rattlesnake to pop up and say hello, and they had a thing in the back of the chair that would go and you'd be like like it would be whoa, just like a little yeah, little chair boner. Ali was Michael Mann.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's interesting.
Yes,
that's interesting. I've never seen that.
We just listed off all the ones we're doing are my favorite ones.
And I think those are the ones.
Frankly,
I'd like to throw. I feel like we should do Thief.
I think we should do Thief.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's going to work well with Heat, and I think you're going to love it.
That'd be a low bro, buddy. Yeah. I'm sure I'm gonna love it. I feel how it's so crazy. It's interesting, man.
I agree that Manhunter will fit in other areas better than Thief ever will.
I mean, although we were but
we're crossing off two huge heist movies right with Michael Mann.
We are, and we were gonna do heists, but kind of the big heist ones. Really, the Heat, the Heat and.
I mean, Heat is the artistic, it is
the heist
peak.
Heist
it is the heist movie. Yeah.
If we do if we do Cops and Robbers, we got to do it a different way or something, or maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Thief, Heat. I think so.
Yeah, I didn't love Ali. I felt like it was kind of all over the place. I didn't hate Will Smith as Ali. I didn't love it. I should revisit it though.
It's hard. I feel like it's hard to recast. I mean, it's hard to have people A, play real people, B, play real people who are so in the public consciousness because they were televised and had huge personalities and everyone can do impressions of them sort of. And then to pile that all onto an actor who has his own very huge personality and persona and public presence, and to the point where people do impressions of him. I mean, it's hard. Gosh, it's hard to see Will Smith or even someone like Tom Hanks in a movie and not see Tom Hanks and Will Smith.
I
to
completely
kind of
agree.
Paste that onto it to try to paste another job. I mean,
they work as original characters.
Yeah.
But when you put Will Smith as
it's hard.
The genie, I'm like, what are you doing? Because that's Will Smith as the genie.
I mean, not to say that Will Smith, that Robin Williams doesn't have a gigantic personality, but it is Robin Williams. The genie is Robin.
The genie is Robin Williams.
This is the genie is like maybe my favorite Robin Williams performance.
So I found out that, and take this with a slight grain of salt because I didn't confirm it, but I did read that in his will, he dictated that he didn't want
another animated
using, because they had tons of because the original approach for the remake of Aladdin was that they wanted to use all the outtakes from Robin Williams for an animated genie, which is
that's weird though.
It's weird, but it also would have been the absolute only way to make it work.
I agree.
Or get The Rock. They should have got The Rock to be the genie. It was the only other way to make it work.
That's really interesting.
It's the only way. Like, who else has a big persona that could make that character work? I'll tell you who it's not. Will Smith. He looks so dumb in that movie.
Yeah, it's not really fair. It's unfortunate.
It's unfortunate. I feel bad for him.
I do too.
It's not him. I don't blame him.
I know.
I'm just like, he shows up on screen. I'm like, that just does not look right.
It looks like Will Smith dressed up like the Little Mermaid.
It does.
It's weird.
It is bad. It's bad.
Yeah, it's really weird. Sean Connery?
Sean Connery is the genie.
Hey there, Aladdin. You're having problems with your lady. You just slap her. Genie? I'm not sure.
I'll give you 2 wishes right here. Yeah. One with the front end and one with the back.
There you go. You get your lady in line. Would you want to be a prince for her? I don't know. You just, how about a little,
I'll tell you one thing. Are there any prom queens around?
Yeah. They're best. They should just take outtakes from The Rock.
Yeah.
Losers always whine about their best, Al.
Winners. Oh, that wasn't Sean Connery.
Winners go home.
Winners go home and
you know what they do. You know what they do. All right, Sean. We got it. Yeah. Let me tell you what a winner does. And I'm a winner. I was a prom queen back in Highlands Inn, Scotland, where I'm from.
Have you seen Zardos?
You know, yeah.
Have you seen Zardos?
If you haven't seen...
Me and John Borman used to go roaming around the countryside looking for ladies. Nick.
People in John Borman said, hey, you still have your costume on.
I said, that's right, I always wear my
It's
costume.
on purpose. How do you think the ladies can hear it from a mile away? They can hear it slap.
Now, what are you talking about, Sean? What do they hear?
Flesh smacking against flesh is what they hear. Zardos. Oh, boy.
Oh, lordy. It's always good to go down a
Yeah. It's
Sean Connery rabbit hole for a second.
really fun. Really fun. Yeah, so what have we learned?
Oh, yeah, we were talking about Punch Drunk Love.
Yeah, sort of.
We did cover it.
We did. It's fantastic.
It's
really
a great
good.
movie. If you haven't seen it, watch it. It's awesome.
It's so good. Hey, yeah. So here's some two things. We talked about a segment we wanted to try out.
Right.
I think we should do that. I also really, like, a lot, have to poop, like, really bad. Like, real bad.
Oh, my goodness.
So we could, like, take a little commercial break
Okay.
and play some music.
I'm going to get out of this suit because I am sweating.
Okay. Yeah. I'm legitimately going to do that in every suit that does not have this sewed in. I think.
And then, like, you should just write on it because if anyone ever, like, reaches over and it just says, fuck you.
Just write, like, it's a clip-on. Eat a dick. That's really funny. Yeah. Because no one would ever like to be like, they need to be like, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I know.
Like, fuck you, no exclamation point. Just like a real...
No punctuation whatsoever.
Yeah.
Someone Robert Williams' serious role as may have opened door for... yeah, absolutely. Draw a dick butt on it. Mm-hmm. Breaking news, Rami Malek's false teeth won Best Actor. Interesting. Have you seen...
Sorry, he said draw a dick buck on it, and it totally threw me.
Yeah, you're like...
I was just immediately... Remember?
I feel like it would be... yeah, go ahead. What do you think?
Do you remember in Big Lebowski when he sketches the... He, like, takes the notepad, and he's like, I wonder what he wrote on this, and it's just a drawing.
Dick duck, yeah.
It's... Or is it... Yeah, what is it? It's like a dick, like... Fucking like a stick figure of a woman or something.
Oh, maybe.
It's something like that.
I'm thinking
it's totally random, and you're like, that's what he was drawing while he was on the phone, like having a very secretive phone call.
I'm thinking of.
It's a great joke.
I'm thinking of. Yeah, it's really funny. I'm thinking of last Long Kiss Goodnight, where she goes, oh, it's written over there on the in a Samuel L. Jackson. Have you seen Long Kiss Goodnight?
No.
There's a notepad, and she's like, it's written over there under the penis. The very, very detailed picture of a penis, and he goes, "That's a duck, not a dick." It's great. Long Kiss Goodnight is super fun. A guy with a giant dick.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, just an enormous penis.
Oh, the things that just make sure someone clips it. Clips.
Yeah, that'd be great if I just like shoot.
Yeah. Yeah, you said dick butt, and I immediately I kind of started picturing something drawn by Terry Gilliam of Monty Python.
I'm seeing it as like it's like a drawing of a penis, and then like you know how you cap it off with the balls. Instead, you just kind of round it out with like two.
Oh, like a
C's
butt
yeah.
with the ball instead of
yeah.
Hi everyone. I wanted Samuel L. Jackson as a genie. That'd be fun. Yeah, because that's the other thing. Moa Blank, thank you for the follow. What just happened? The other thing is that's kind of the other thing is like you can pick someone. Well, for the genie, yeah, Will Smith is just a weird choice. Just an odd choice. Yeah, Samuel L. Jackson is.
It's just miscast.
Yeah.
It kind of all. Like, I don't know.
What about
I'm not into these remakes.
Sacha
either.
Baron Cohen. I don't know. Like
I would be way more into that than. I would literally be into anyone besides. Like, you could probably get anyone else, and I'd be okay with it.
Yeah, and again, it's not a knock against Will Smith. It's just a weird.
No. He's too identifiable.
Choice, yeah.
Which I know that's why they did it.
Yeah. Or just don't make a live action Aladdin. Yeah, I would.
Agreed.
I would love that. I would love that. Because we talked about the Disney live action remakes. I saw like I didn't see Cinderella, but we talked about Beauty and the Beast, and I was like, okay, you did it essentially.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. I will never choose this above the
No.
like.
You remade it, and you spent a lot of money on it, and it shows.
Yeah,
And
I don't-
I immediately want to go back and watch what made the original. Like there's some
reason
complete
they're
misunderstanding
cartoons.
of like what animation brings to a movie that you cannot,
Which
you
is
will never
weird.
ever capture in
Yeah.
a live action thing.
Which is strange because it's made by Disney. I mean, I just don't.
It doesn't matter though because it's making billions of dollars.
Truly. There's not there's not a single part of me that ever wanted like, hey, Lumiere was great, but I would rather see a CG candelabra.
A very detailed CG candelabra.
With for some reason a human being etched into it.
Yeah.
Because that's just it's like, no, man. No.
It-
Give me Jerry Orbach.
And it just doesn't.
Nothing against
The
Ewan
animation
McGregor.
brings so much to those stories, and adds to the actual narrative qualities of the story that can never ever be replicated
Yeah.
in live action. Like it just can't.
Honestly, if they had
But they don't
spent,
care.
because they're making tons of money and whatever, if people are enjoying them, then great.
It's a bummer that it takes away good filmmakers. Like I think Jon Favreau. I wish Jon Favreau didn't become the Disney guy.
Yeah.
It's such a bummer.
Is he directing Aladdin? No.
No, he's doing Lion King,
Oh.
which is the one they're building
Which he
to.
also did. He also did Jungle Book.
Jungle Book, I know.
Weird. It's so strange because when Jon Favreau wrote a movie, it was Swingers, which is as far from a live-action Disney CG fest that you can get. It's just crazy. You guys agree about the theory that Aqraba is the far distant post-apocalyptic future? No, I've not heard that. Please, right? Yeah. OG Mary Poppins I have live-action mixed with animation. Yeah, sure. I mean, that would be better. I didn't see the new Mary Poppins. That's one where I'm like, I could get on board with that. Who cares?
Yeah.
But like, yeah.
But it's also like, hey, why don't you just come up with something new?
Yeah.
Like what the hell?
These are Sarah Silverman or Rebel Wilson as Sean Connery as the genie, or Sean Connery as the genie. Yeah. Hey, D Square.
I'd love to see Vin Diesel do it because it would be so terrible.
So weird.
He has the personality of a brick house.
I'm very.
You gotta poop?
Yeah, really bad. I've never seen because the way he got into saving Silverman, which is your favorite film.
His indie film that got him into Saving Private Ryan.
Saving Private Ryan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
No.
I really want to see it. I think it's called.
Is it a film or a short film
It's a short.
that he
Am I
starred
crazy?
in
Is
and
it called
directed?
Post-racial? Is it called post-racial? I don't know what it's called. There is a not Sly. Vin Diesel. Like Vin Diesel made a short film. Like I think wrote and directed and performed in it, and it got him into Saving Private Ryan.
Remember when Fast and the Furious was about street racing, and now it's about and they're, by the way, they're awesome.
Yeah, all of them. I've not seen any.
But now they like literally save the world.
Yeah.
They literally
Every time.
their job is to save the world.
and like, but like that action franchise knows what it's doing. And,
absolutely.
and like more power to them.
I watch all of them, and I am like, this is exactly what I want
Yeah.
from my blockbusters.
Oh, Sly is a genie. Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, you win war, you got to become war. Hey, genie, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It doesn't fit. I just want to be yourself. Be yourself.
Got punch up.
Hey,
Got punch up.
you go poop. Oh yeah. He's got 75 golden camels. Don't they look lovely, June? Purple peacock, he's got 23 feathers. Harry, I love the feathers.
All right, I'll pay to see that.
Yeah, right.
Without question.
But the thing is, like, in Beauty and the Beast, they kept all the songs intact. Is it going to be Will Smith singing all the genie songs?
Yeah.
Is he going to be singing "Make Way for Prince"? Wicka 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 wicka.
Yes.
Wild Wild West.
Probably.
All right.
That's what it's gonna be.
I
I think they'll be faithful, but it's gonna be him singing it because that's what they did in the original, and they're being very faithful to the originals.
So weird.
But that's what it's gonna be.
So strange. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Do you want to just?
I want to punch out because I want to change.
Yeah.
He's
We'll
gonna
be right
poop.
back.
I'm gonna get undressed. I don't know what's going on.
We'll be right back, guys. Ooh. Keep us posted on what's going on in the Oscars. We'll be right back. Right back. I gotta poop. We'll be back. This microphone is right in my groin, so if you hear some rumbling, What?
Make
I'll call a doctor.
way for Prince Ali.
Say hey, it's Prince Ali. All right. Boom. So, guys, we're out of our finery. It's the post-Oscars now. Probably not. Well, they're still announcing stuff. So you just said...
Well, they got all the important awards out of the way, because all that's left is picture and director, and then it's like...
Okay.
Yeah.
So who wrote Green Book? Was it Farrelly? It's going to be Farrelly
him
and somebody else.
2 other people.
Interesting.
2 other nobodies.
So Peter Farrelly has an Oscar. That's interesting. That's cool.
It's very interesting. Black Panther won Best Score, Production Design.
Oh.
It won Best Music.
Heard a lot of... I haven't seen... If Beale Street Could Talk. I heard a lot about the score for that movie.
Yeah, so did
And
I.
I've heard a little snatch of it, and I was like, oh, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
Black Klansman wins Best Adapted Screenplay.
That's Oh, really? Interesting. Huh. And that's Spike Lee?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's the credited... Or
Oh,
he's one of the credited writers?
Yes.
Good for him. Wait, that's awesome. Has Spike Lee won an Oscar? I don't think he has, right?
I don't know if he has.
They still have 2 more awards.
What's your favorite Spike Lee movie?
I've not seen enough. Do the Right Thing, definitely. I mean, Do the Right Thing is great. I've not seen... Gosh, I've not
seen 25th Hour?
I've not seen that, or I've not
favorite.
seen Inside Man.
Inside Man, it's good.
Yeah.
It's a good thriller. 25th Hour blew my marbles.
Yeah.
It's a great movie. I think it's probably my favorite Edward Norton performance.
Ooh, that's saying something.
And that's saying... Okay, I can't say that because of American History X. It's my second favorite, though.
Seen Rounders?
Love Rounders.
Love Rounders. Have you seen... Yeah, we're gonna do poker movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be great. That Cincinnati Kid. Butch Cassidy?
I did not know one of the creators of Game of Thrones wrote 25th Hour. But that doesn't surprise me because they're both great.
Boy. Edward Norton and Birdman. Kind of that's a heck of a performance, I think. All right, so hey guys, we're gonna try. I should have announced this so people were ready for it. We're at the point now where we're gonna wrap up our thoughts on Punch Drunk Love and really anything else if you want. But I think we talked about briefly the idea of sort of integrating a call-in part of the show, which like. If you're not into it, fine. But I thought I'd open up Discord, and if anyone wants to share their final thoughts on the movie, you could hop in there, and we'll kind of share them on air or whatever, and kind of talk back and forth. But first, I just want to you're a direct descendant of Butch Cassidy. Really? That's awesome. That's really awesome. And Norton Fight Club, sure. And Norton Fight Club, yeah, totally. I mean, everything about Fight Club. That whole movie is just to me like just a.
I would say
level playing field of really great stuff. Benioff, yeah, that's that dude. I've seen his name superimposed upon a pop-up map several times now. You know the opening of Game of Thrones where everything's like a pop-up book. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Sean Bean. So yeah, final thoughts on Punch Drunk Love, and we're wrapping up Valentine's Day. I mean, that's kind of we didn't really talk about it that much in connection with these. So the films that we did.
Well,
were
we talked about
Lost in Translation. Mm-hmm. Sorry, To Die For, which is a kind of an odd one, and then this one, Punch Drunk Love. So we're wrapping up Valentine's Day.
I felt like we talked about enough stuff that has to do with real relationships.
Yeah.
As opposed to just the commercial Valentine's Day. We could have done Valentine's Day. The Frank Marshall vehicle.
Yes. Frank Marshall directed that? Wow.
He directs all those. New Year's.
Does he?
You want a movie about New Year's Day? Check out New Year's Day.
Uh-huh.
You want Valentine's Day? Cool. I think he did one on...
President's Day?
I'm sure that's coming up.
Yeah. Arbor Day, Flag Day, Zance! A year already. It has flown by. One of my. You're so genuine and funny. Well, goodness gracious, this is an entirely positive message. You said nice things and you resub for 12 months. Hey, thank you, Zens. Lots of love, man. Thank you so much. Thank you. Give me that bone. Give me that bone, monkey.
I want that bone.
Give me that bone.
I want that bone.
Year already. It's flown by.
Lots of love, my
You're one
friend.
of my
Yes.
fab people on Twitch.
Thanksgiving
and are
is
so
Adam's friend,
genuine
yes.
and funny. Here's to another 12.
Yeah, dude.
What do you, man? What just all that positivity?
I know. He just showered
I
over
don't know
you.
what to do. Thank you. Lots of love, Zens. Thank you so much, dude.
Mbalak, I think that is not controversial, but correct.
Oh.
Demon Seed probably showed the greatest depth. And certainly the hottest sensual lovemaking scenes that I've seen.
With the greatest depth.
If you know what I'm talking about.
I do.
I'm talking about that dick.
Oh, boy. Hey.
This
Yes,
movie,
it is, Corp.
I think,
I
I forgot how much I loved this movie.
Fantastic. So great.
I really did. I forgot
Sorry.
how much I loved this movie.
Yeah.
And I think it's I think it's generally considered a minor work. What?
You can clean these lenses anytime, Jeff. Clean these lenses. Clean these
He
lenses.
said it
I love that.
like such an abusive
gives me,
husband.
that gives me a like
Clean these lenses.
Susan. Clean these lenses, Susan. Susan, clean these lenses. That like to my core still I go, oh.
It was chilling.
And only the segment of the population that has seen Demon Seed would know
Yeah.
that. That's crazy. Off topic, but did you get banished? Yes! Not last night, but a couple nights ago. Yes, I darling. Yes, we did. We did! The VOD is in the VODuary. That's what I like to call the place where the VODs are. The VODuary. You can watch it. 12 hours. It was awful, but it was great.
It's a great movie.
Yeah, it's great. Punch Drunk is fantastic. In some ways, again, it's oddly. I say oddly because it is a movie that is shockingly violent at times, in some small ways. I mean, just not horrifically, but not terribly graphically. But it comes in bursts, and it's scary. And there's darkness to this film. It's a very stressful film for about an hour of its runtime, if not more. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's hard. I mean, the best romantic line is "I have a love in my life, and it makes me stronger than anything you can imagine." The second most romantic line is "I want to smash your face with a sledgehammer." Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's not. I don't know. You wouldn't necessarily. Oh, we should make punch drunk love Valentine cards. It'd be great.
That would be great.
Yeah, it'd be great.
You really got to make sure the other person's seen the movie.
He's into it. Yeah, right, exactly. I'll get my manager sexy. I love this. She comes back and she goes, "Okay, sexy, I'm putting my manager on." She calls him sexy after he's like, "Put your supervisor on the phone. You're dead, lady."
That's not good.
Yeah.
You're dead.
Yeah. Did you? It's so funny. God, just bless Fillmore.
It made me so like
I know.
I mean I enjoyed that. I think it's one of his best performances, particularly because of how little he's on screen, and it's rough. It's just still rough for me to watch it because I'm like, he's so good, and it just makes me so sad.
And he's so 100% committed to the comedy of it is just so. Oh, it's
like
so
when
great.
he's just telling the trio of dudes.
Did you just say? Did you? That's not good. You're dead. Yeah.
Through sheer performance, you are like, and how he interacts with the characters in the world, you understand that there is so much more going on with that guy.
Oh yeah, exactly.
That is not on the screen or on the page or anything. And like when he's telling this trio of guys, he's like, I'm not paying.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know where you heard that, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
It's just like, come on, man, that's fucked up. And he's just like,
Yeah.
It's just that whole interaction.
Yeah.
Is just like he's like you're gonna have to fill that up.
Yeah,
right. I want receipts.
Throws in the keys. Yeah, exactly.
He just looks straight. He's just kind of unshaven, I
mean that is, just as intriguing a character. I would 100% instant watch a film about that character
without question,
and be just as sympathetic to him. Probably, like honestly.
Yeah, his comedy chops were underappreciated. Yeah, I mean, one of his funniest roles is in Ben Stiller's Along Came Polly.
Oh yeah,
Like
I just remember him in like
he is raindrops, and he's just shooting bricks off the. Or like the first time you see him, he's at a wedding, and and Ben Stiller walks in, and he's like, Ruben, and he takes one step, and it's on a dance floor that's been polished, and he does the best pratfall I've ever seen, where he takes one step and his entire body goes sideways instantly, and he's like, Ruben. No sound or anything. He just collapses.
That's awesome.
It's so funny.
Hold on. Is that all for someone? No, we got Gwen. Clean those lenses is my new O-face. Clean those lenses. Clean those lenses. I'm going to smash your face with a hammer. I want you to clean these lenses. It's awesome. Is that yes? Darling, we're going to get Gwen, and then that's going to be it. I have anxiety and I often can't handle it on screen, but PDL was cathartic. I totally agree. My gosh. Mm-hmm. Like, again, I 100%, I totally relate to this character and the way that the story is presented. I'm like, yeah, I'm right there. But yeah, in the original story I read, not only is Aladdin Chinese, but there were two genies, a genie in a lamp and a genie in a magic ring. Oh, yeah. That sounds vaguely familiar. But PCH gets so effing angry at being told to go F himself is amazing. All right, I guess he had to save him. Oh, Gwen, yeah. He's coming top right. Yeah. Is that the movie where he sharts?
Yeah.
I just sharted, dude. I've not seen Along Came Polly. Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
It's a funny studio movie.
Is that a Farrelly? No.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, look at these two dudes.
Yeah. I look like a freaking.
COD?
I do. I look like COD.
You don't. Yeah.
I'm about to report the weather.
Well, my shirt is so wrinkled and dirty that I don't know. Have you seen The Talented Mr. Ripley? I love that film. I love The Talented Mr. Ripley, and I love Philip Seymour Hoffman in it. I love Matt Damon in it. Yeah. How's the peeping, Tommy? Yeah. Gosh, I love.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
Gosh, I just love. Yeah, he just goes. Yeah, what do you? I mean, just with anything he said, just. Mm-hmm. And I remember seeing. I went and saw like Charlie Wilson's War. There's a lot about that movie that I was like, nah. Philip Seymour Hoffman in that movie.
Yeah, he's like a firecracker.
It's just like I can watch nothing else. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's a scene where he gets fired or something. And he goes off on it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he's like, I want to know why I haven't been your Helsinki chief. Why I'm not going to be your Helsinki chief. He's like, it's because you're coarse. And he's like, well, that's funny because I think you're a douchebag.
Yeah, he's so great. Gosh darn it. Yeah, rip. Oh, absolutely. Well, guys, I'm going to open up, and again, feel free not to whatever. But so yeah, my thoughts on Punch Drunk Love are like I agree with this magical realism idea, but I also feel like it is you need a little bit of that to get the full feeling of life. There are this is one of the just most like, yes, life feels that way sometimes. And this movie nails an aspect of that.
Green Book just won Best Picture.
Green Book won Best Picture. That's surprising.
And Cuarón won for Roma for Best Director. So they split it. But Roma won Best Foreign Language, so I knew it was going to win Best Picture. But which I figured was going to happen. But that is surprising. I thought if anything, Bohemian would have run away with it, just given how many other things it's won. But all right, I haven't seen Green Book, so I don't know.
I haven't. Great, really interesting.
I want to see it now.
I definitely want to see it. That's a thing that winning the Oscar will get for you. That's awesome. I've not seen Green Book. Yeah. Well, okay, we're going to open up real quick, guys. If you go, hold on, let me give you, if you don't have it, here's the Discord. We're going to open up the lines of communication here, and just come on in, weigh in on the. This is a masterpiece. This is a poem and a masterpiece to me. Mm-hmm. Punch Drunk Love. Love it. Freaking love it. Hop on into General if you would like. Under General, there is a voice chat that I'm in now. I think this will work. If you want to hop in and weigh in on anything, feel free. Also, feel free not to. But
We will literally just sit here and wait until
just-
someone
yeah,
comes in there
yeah.
and says something.
yeah, we will not go to lunch until someone in this class. How many serious movies did Sandler do? Punch Drunk Love, Rain Over Me. Yeah, that's the other one. Spanglish, you could say. Spanglish is a bit of both. I think his performances. I think.
His new one.
Oh, Meyerowitz. I didn't see that.
Meyerowitz stories, yeah.
Yeah, I really wanted to see that. That almost makes you not want to see it. You don't like the Oscars. Keyword. Oh, we didn't really talk about it. How many series? I think those are. So Meyerowitz, I guess, is another one. Yeah, gosh, I really want to see that. That is a director and writer I really, really like, in Alexander Payne. That is Ben Stiller, whom I really like.
I didn't know it was Alexander Payne.
Is it not? Or is it Noah Baumbach? It might be Noah Baumbach.
It sounds like a Baumbach.
It's Noah
movie,
Baumbach.
yeah.
Sorry, I get those two. Sort of confused in some ways. But Ben Stiller, I love in these sort of serial comic films. Ben Stiller has a weird way. There have been two movies that he made. One, While We're Young, and the other one was, this is a movie where he takes his kid on a college visit. I think it's called.
Greenberg?
No, it is called. Although Greenberg is good. It's called Brad's Status. It's called Brad's Status. It's very good. It is a weird title. It's made by Mike White.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and it's the kid in it is freaking terrific. And but it's about a kid. He takes his kid on a college trip, and kind of also sort of contends with the idea that the people he grew up with or his friends are all kind of maybe doing better than he is, and it's this very kind of introverted sort of like he just becomes I think aware that he's very self-involved and whatever. Anyway, and it's this kind of like midlife crisis. He keeps making these movies where I'm like, that's exactly what I'm going through, but you are 10 years older than I am, and why am I going through these things at this point? I love you. You must be a member for at least 10 minutes to send messages on this server. Oh no, haven't seen his show on Showtime. Who? Stiller? Adam Sandler has a show on Showtime? Or are you talking about? Well, you wouldn't be.
You're talking about the Ben Stiller show?
Oh, that show. Oh.
That was a good show.
Where do you hop in? MM7, it's on, if you go to the lobrocop, it's general, it's under general, and it's a voice chat called general. There are several different, there's general, stream, community, and it's at the top. There's a channel called General Chatter, music and videos, memes, and under it is a voice channel called General. If you click into it, you're still gets 20 million per film. I mean, he brings them in, man. He packs them in to Netflix, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. Well, there we go. Hey guys.
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Doing good.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
You're
What's
on
up, MCR?
You're on the mic with Mike. You're live. What do you want to talk about?
Hey, Baba Booey. Hey.
Well, I think I actually mentioned this before. I'm not sure if you saw this. It has to do with Sandler.
Yeah.
Punch Drunk Love. One of the things I noticed is how really good he is at acting. I think you said this was his very first serious role.
Yeah, that I can think of. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of if I know he did something kind of recently. I don't remember what it was. It was he's done a couple of things for Netflix. And the thing is, it kind of makes me it's both kind of upsetting and angering to see him just doing all this I don't want to say crap, but it's I feel like he could be doing so much better with because he does have talent.
Absolutely.
I understand that
He's just not challenging himself.
Found his niche back in the 90s, but it's you don't need to keep doing that, especially when you've established that you can do more.
100%.
And in Punch Drunk Love, he does do more. He goes from kind of to very explosive at times, and it's almost kind of seamless, how even though how brief it is and how sudden it is.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I 100%. I totally agree. I think that he someone Yeah. Someone mentioned or someone asked like how many serious quote unquote films has he done, and it's like this, Ran Over Me. You could say Marwood Stories, which I haven't seen, and Spanglish, which is a James L. Brooks film, which is like it's both. It's a comedy, but I think
funny people.
And funny people. That's true. Yeah, and he does sort of this. Yeah. But funny people. He has some very serious,
very dark
absolutely
stuff, yeah.
serious moments, and
That's not a comedy.
it really isn't.
It's a drama.
Yeah, like with comedy peppered in.
It's a drama about comedy. I mean,
about
that's what it
comedians.
is,
Yeah, exactly. And Spanglish is James Earl Brooks, so it's very kind of neat, I think, and it kind of feels a little bit like a play, but it's also very good. I really like it. Honestly, it's funny because my wife and I were watching Roma, and it was I was like, I can't think of another movie about maids besides Spanglish, which is dressed up and kind of sort of cutesy and a little more. I mean, I really like it, but it's Roma is something. Anyway, but yeah, so he's done all these movies, and he's done like a handful of movies, like maybe 5 serious, quote unquote, serious roles. I don't think there's a single one that he hasn't knocked out of the park.
Yeah, and I think for him, it's more like he just does it to. I think he enjoys doing it, and then he's like, "Cool, I got that out of my system for the next 7 years.
Back to my bread and butter,
and I'm gonna do." And like, I
kids'
like.
college funds.
He's like, I don't think he cares. I just don't. He's like, I make a fortune doing this, and this is what people want.
That's true,
and they
yeah.
do want it. Like there's a reason they're as popular as they are. I don't think they're good movies, but also people just love to turn them on and just zone out from whatever hardships that are going on in their day. So I can appreciate the value of that. But yeah. They're garbage movies.
Here's the thing.
Oh, yeah.
Reynolds did Smokey and the Bandit 2 for $15 million.
Burt Reynolds did Smokey and the Bandit 2 for $15 million. Yeah.
Yeah.
You heard me. I'm still timed out for 3 minutes, but apparently it worked. Okay.
Wait, what? Oh yeah, we can hear you. Yeah, you're timed out. Oh yeah, we can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
you must be a member. It worked. Whatever. But yeah, he did Smokey and the Bandit 2 $15 million. He's like, I'm not going to turn that shit down.
Yeah, totally. And I think also. I mean, I think he's also a producer on these things. I mean, he's getting a heck of a lot of the back end.
Fortune. It's why he's just like, I found the way to do it. I do these small indie movies when I want to have just to kind of remind either myself or the public that I still have chops.
Yeah.
And then I make insane amounts of money that actually provide, and I'm sure he works with a similar crew on every movie.
I mean, I think he's
like kind of supporting this team of like keeping people.
That's another thing.
And people forget that.
Yeah.
People forget when you're someone like Adam Sandler and you have like a family that is also your crew.
Yeah.
And that's
like
a
his
commonality.
writer, I think is the same dude. Like
he's keeping people. He's keeping everybody else making money.
And
too.
I think he also is involved on the creative end. And like, I mean, lest we forget, I mean, he made his name as a comedian. I think he enjoys making people laugh.
Yeah.
And I think is a lot more invested on the creative end on these projects in terms of like getting them going, getting the team together, maybe even contributing to the story and all that stuff. I think it's very possible that he's like, I like making art. I like making things that people enjoy. And when I make, like, this is just what's in my head to make.
Yeah.
So I'm making this with my friends who kind of depend on me as the godfather of this crew, but I also enjoy it and people seem to like it and great. And then I get to go over here and just be an actor and stretch that side of me. And then I come back and,
kind of sounds like a perfect life.
It really does. It doesn't, I mean, like there are, I don't know. I don't know necessarily that he has the desire to be strictly a dramatic actor.
No.
I don't know that he does. But yeah, go ahead.
Well, here's the thing. I'm not sure if you've seen this. There's this interview he did with Jennifer Lawrence, which it's actually got like a massive amount of dislikes. And in she first goes on about like how usually when fans go up to her, like she'll like act sort of like bitchy and kind of like shoo them away. And that's where most of the dislike come from. Whereas Adam Sandler, he generally, like he's glad to be approached by fans, even to this day. And he seems like really, generally down to earth, and you could see, like from like what he was talking about and stuff. It doesn't seem like he would be someone who would like continuously need money and continuously need to, do these things.
Sure.
So it's just kind of.
So you're.
Strikes me up as,
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, so it just strikes me as a little odd.
Yeah.
Especially considering, like, you have Punch Drunk Love, you have, Funny People, which is technically a comedy, but is also
Right.
like kind of shies away from what he's usually known for, and he's really good.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I agree. Yeah.
You wouldn't really be concerned about having to have this constant influx of cash.
Yeah.
Which
Mm-hmm.
I imagine he wouldn't even need at this point.
Yeah, and so that's why, and I would agree. I think, yeah, like there's a certain, there's like the thing where it's like, well, I got 4 kids and I got to send them all to college, and it's like, yeah, but I think, you got it locked down at this point. So that's why I kind of think it maybe comes down more to sort of like he's got more of a creative hand in these things, and he enjoys some aspect of being intrinsically involved on the creative end. And this is, again, he's got his writer or a couple of writers who are his friends, and he works with them and develops these stories and kind of is like, this is what we make. And I think I don't know, yeah, I think that's what it's about. I think you're right. I think it maybe isn't just a cash grab. It's just in terms of like, well, I like making stuff, and I like making.
Someone who's a good example of just kind of like, okay, I did all this and I'm done is, well, actually, I'm not sure if this is a great example, but it's one that comes to mind, Emma Watson, who in an interview like mostly talks about how she takes roles that interest her. Now, whether or not they're good or bad,
Sure,
that's subjective, but she obviously knew, like, okay, I did all the Harry Potter films, I've gained notoriety, I've gained money, obviously. Yeah. I'm done. I don't need to like do anything like that anymore. Same thing with Kristen Stewart, who
sure.
Like,
oh yeah.
Like the crappy Twilight films. Now I have the opportunity to kind of jump into whatever I want, and she's shown that she's really like good.
She really is.
Yeah.
Projects she's picked.
Absolutely. She's kind of.
She does it.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, because she basically put aside what she did to kind of like gain momentum in Hollywood, similar to Emma, similar to Adam, and just it's just I don't know, it's kind of like I keep doing it when these other people have shown like, hey, you don't need to keep. I mean, well, actually, another good example would be Lady Gaga, who like made an entire career of like dressing funny and making like noise music, and now she's established as not only like a good performer, but like a good actress as well.
Sure.
The Star is Born, which is nominated.
Have you guys seen The Star is Born?
What's that?
Have you guys seen The Star is Born?
I've not seen The Star is Born.
I saw it. Yeah.
This I have not seen like 90% of the movies, but yeah.
I really enjoyed it. I think I enjoyed it almost completely because of Bradley Cooper's performance, though. I felt like I really thought he was terrific in it. And I've always liked him.
Yeah.
And I always thought he was solid, but I never saw him do anything that I was like, wow, and he really knocked my socks off. He really knocked my socks off in A Star is Born, and I thought he was tremendous in it. I liked her, I guess, but I didn't need. I don't know. It kind of went into territory, and I understand it's a remake of a remake of a remake. So it just kind of covered ground in the second half of the movie where it kind of shifted focus to her that I was like, I've seen this before, and I didn't think she was so good that I was not blown away by it.
Sure.
But his arc was great.
I'd be interested to see, but, I have no...
It's a good film.
It's
I'm busy.
yeah, sure, yeah, totally.
Sure.
No, I understand.
I would suggest if you have an interest and you like, movies about music stuff, and I mean, it's got good tunes in it. Like, it's a good movie. I was really glad I watched it.
Dakota Johnson, I agree, is good. D Squared, and Sunny Bit says, "Where do you see him do the song on the Oscars?" I bet that is good. And back to your point, MM7, real quick about Kristen Stewart and Emma Watson. I think one thing about them is that we were talking about how Sandler came up as a comedian, and I think they came up as serious actors. I mean, they happen to be put in you know, they were young and they were like, yeah, I'll hop onto this franchise.
Well, Emma Watson, I think. Well, Kristen Stewart started off as a serious actress.
Right.
I think Emma Watson like literally got her start with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I might be mistaken.
No,
you're right.
You're right.
Yeah.
But she's also like a kid, so I think and I think as child actors grow up, they kind of inevitably they also inevitably go like, especially like Disney kid actors or they kind of go through a phase right after that where they go, I got to make some serious movies, or I got to do something where like it's like gritty and my clothes are off or something, to kind of shed that child actor image.
Crazy.
What's that?
It's gotta be so crazy.
It really. Oh gosh, I don't envy it in that sense.
Oh, I can't. I do not. Child actors, like that. I just think you're. And like, look, I've worked with child actors and stuff, but like, I still firmly hold that belief that like you're setting a kid up for failure.
Well,
because you're just presenting them with too much stuff.
Yeah.
And too many options and too many things that they should experience over many years as they grow and their mind develops and things like that. And to confront all of them with all that at once to a brain that's not fully functioning yet as like a 9-year-old. It's not good, and why would you expect any other outcome except for some hyper irregularities later in life? Yeah, usually negatively.
I've heard that some child actors actually, like obviously they take it seriously, like it's actual. I mean, obviously it is a job, but for them it really is like a job, and I don't know if that has to do with maybe how they're raised, or
I think
how they present themselves.
It's like Haley Joel Osment. Yeah. He treated it very seriously, and then he went away when he got to those awkward years, and now he's kind of resurfaced in his like his mid-20s, and he's starting to do more stuff now. But it's just you shouldn't.
It's a weird system.
You shouldn't be like, even the ones who treat it very seriously. You shouldn't be doing that because you're a child and you only get one childhood, and so you better you need to be able to be a kid. Yeah, I just firmly believe that.
I think especially as a child, if you get that that sort of astronomical success, it's human beings aren't really equipped psychically to really deal with that. Most human beings, I don't think. It's a weird system on any level to start dealing with as an adult human being. Acting is. I mean, that whole the quote unquote industry.
Can I ask your opinion on something?
Mm-hmm. Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna turn to Millie Bobby Brown, who was in Stranger Things.
Sure.
Now, I mean, I might not be correct with this, but when I looked into her, like apparently, like she really wanted to be an actress, and she really wanted to give it a shot. So her parents, like literally, sold off their things, so they could afford to go to LA and do that. I mean, well, what's your opinion on that? Well, my kid really wants to do this. Why would I, tell them no or anything like that? I mean, do you think that's something worth encouraging, or do you think that that's encouraging them to, go down this road that you mentioned?
I think it's different if they genuinely want to do it, but I would still be very nervous about it.
I would be nervous about it as well. I think that's the sort of thing where, like, I mean, I certainly would never presume to to judge for a family whether they're, what their choices are, but I we have a child. My wife and I have a child, and my wife and I are both actors, and occasionally things come down the pike that are like, we're looking for a kid, we're looking for a baby for this commercial. And people, and like my agent would be like, hey, you guys just had a kid, do you want to do this? And and we took her to one thing. I've never, my position personally, since I have a child, has always kind of been like, I'm not going to ask her if she wants to do it. I'm not going to, if she one day goes, that thing that you and mom do, how do I do that? I want to do that. Then we'll kind of cross that bridge. But I've never, because I've been on too many sets where or been in too many auditions where where the parent is there and it's like the kid's like this and she's like no because this is whatever and the situation that I didn't want to be in. We did take her to that on one audition. We didn't hear back and I was really glad. And right after we walked out of that first one, I was like I don't ever want to do that again. And Akasha was like okay yeah, we talked about it because I don't want to ever be in a position, especially for a young child. I mean she was at this point like 1 or something, and it was just the shot. It was literally like a baby's there and we're gonna have a camera, and it's gonna like kind of just be overhead and kind of pull back, and then like there will be you and your wife would be laying with it, and then we will then shoot it so that one of you disappears, and then shoot it so the other person disappears, and the baby is there by itself. And I was like, yeah, and they're like, and he was like, it's a really simple thing. And I was like, yeah, but it's not like shooting a 30-second commercial. I mean, even when it's 1 or 2 or 3 setups or something, takes a long time. And I just did not ever want to be in the position where my child, who is too young to really understand what's going on, is asking me for something. A director is asking me for something to make my child do something. My child doesn't want to do it, doesn't understand what. And I was like, I don't want to put him in a position where I'm like, you have to do this, and we have to do it now. Yeah. Because
that's so scary.
It's horrifying. It's a terror, and it's not. I mean, like the thing is, like the director, a movie set runs through the director, rightfully so, and it has to because these guys need to make their day. They're on a schedule. They need to make this happen now. And that's fine. And it's invigorating and I understand it and I love it. I love being part of that process. A child and their relationship to their parent, particularly a young child who's too young to really understand what's going on, doesn't work that way. And when the child sees you is going, I don't want to do this, and you go, I know you can't understand why, but you have to do this right now because this person you don't know is saying. I mean, what a horrifying experience! What a trust-breaking experience for a child. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm not suggesting that is what happens because again, this was a very small baby, but my daughter's 2.5. I don't think like I would. Gosh darn it! Like if she said she wanted to do it like at 6, I would have to sit down and talk with her. Like I think maybe at 10 or 11 or something when they're able to understand more.
I think if they can make if you have that conversation and you say, do you really want to do this, and then you explain to them
this is what it's like.
This is what it's like. It is a lot like it's not just make believe. It's waiting around for a long time and then doing it when they ask you to do it, and then you have to go wait some more. You know, like it really break it down for them. Even then, I would be like, cool, well, let's focus on some, like, minor things here and there. Because it's not so much, like, if he or she wants to do it, I would if my child wanted to do that, I would fully support that decision if they really wanted to do it after explaining to him in depth.
Yeah.
But the real nervousness comes in with if she's auditioning and then gets the next Home Alone movie.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah.
And then it turns into, because the real danger is not the filmmaking process in and of itself. It is that if, for whatever reason, that child is then exposed to fame, which no human being should really have to deal with, because
your private life is not private.
To fawn over any other human being more so than another person is a weird thing to do.
Right.
And it's gonna, and to have a large community of people, let's say America, fawn over Macaulay Culkin and be like, you're a superstar and you're 9,
and then have that go away,
and then and then he lives in a bubble where he's 9 years old and he's like, this is my life and how great, everyone loves me, and then it disappears, and then he's 15 and he doesn't know what to do, and he hasn't had a childhood because he's worked the entire time. And he hasn't been able to build any normal social skills because he's lived on movie sets his entire life. And he's been in the industry. Right. And everyone tells him what they want to hear because they need something from him, or he's making them money, or X, Y, and Z. Yeah. It's a dangerous thing to do if you're 35 years old. Absolutely. And you're exposed to fame like that. Yeah. It will mess you up if you are not mentally sound and prepared for it. So for a child to go through that, it's just,
If they say to him, he's like, you're going to be this guy, and he's like, I hate this, I don't like this.
Yeah.
And they're like, you have to do it, otherwise they're going to sue us for $2 million.
You're right, yeah, you're under contract.
Exactly.
Absolutely. I mean,
you have to do this now, and you're 9 years old.
Yeah. And then, and that's
another thing about, being, understand like obligation.
You're right.
Like you're still your brain is still trying to like
Absolutely.
like, grow and process those kinds. I mean, like I'm like where. So like we understand that
obligation
life doesn't care. Yeah.
Concept.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah. Now you've got a studio machine on your shoulders, and you have to go do press tour. I mean, what is like?
Yeah.
That isn't, and it ceases to be like. It starts at like I want to do this because it's fun. No, I'm not saying. I'm not going like this. It's. I mean, I think you could extrapolate from this that I'm trying to say like shame on parents who let their children do this, or like I know what your experience is.
I've worked many times with child actors. Like I and a lot of them are just super bright and they're way into it and it's really fun and the parents are nice and it's all hunky dory and it's fine. Yeah. It's more. It's what happens when you get to that level where celebrity comes into play that it gets extremely like hairy real quick.
And then there are like exponential levels to it now where like with Twitter and stuff you are immediately liable for the things you say. I mean it's a thing, you know what I mean? Yeah. That's the only reason that I'm not famous is I have actively said no thank you because I'm scared of this stuff.
Oh yeah.
No, it's terrifying. It's terrifying.
I fear that level. Like I fear, I fear fame in general.
Yeah.
Because I've never met any.
I have a related question.
Oh sure.
I was watching Under the Skin last night.
Yeah.
I only got about 35 minutes in. I had to go to bed, but there's a scene early on where there's a child crying on the beach because, spoiler alert, everybody. His parents are basically drowning in the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
So the kid is massively distressed. So it's like, and the kid is very, very young. So I don't know how you get a performance out of like a 2-3-year-old.
I don't either.
Crying their eyes out.
No, yeah.
They're not actually crying their eyes out.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was.
I don't know.
I've never worked with a baby because that was a baby.
Yeah.
That was a babe. You seen it?
Yeah, that was a. I'm a big Jonathan Glazer fan.
I'm assuming it was just a shot on the baby, though, correct?
Yeah.
So it could have been, yeah. But go ahead.
It's a difficult.
There's this one part on the show. It makes me think of. There's this one part on the show Breaking Bad where obviously I can't get completely into it without like jumping into spoiler territory, but there's this one part with where Bryan Cranston, Walter, he has like his newborn daughter, and he was responsible for like a bunch of things, and he was kind of like in this like delusional, sociopathic state.
Yeah.
The end of the series, and at one point when he's like holding his baby and he's like talking to him, the baby goes like mama. And apparently that wasn't
scripted,
like that wasn't meant to be like the baby wasn't meant to say that.
Right.
She just kind of.
The baby went off script. The baby was improvising.
Yeah. But it's kind of like creepy to think about like is the baby aware like who's this like stranger holding?
Yeah.
Or something like that.
No, it's terrifying. Yeah, and I mean like there are. Like we're talking about those like traumatic scenes that have to involve children, right? And generally there is a lot of time and concern put into planning that, so to minimize whatever. And I at least I would assume, and I think I've read and stuff, but to the point where, but you can have like a Gerber baby commercial where there's nothing horrifying happening, and they need your baby to cry right now, and we've mapped out 15 minutes to get these 2 shots of this baby crying, and we got to do it. And we did it that time, but there was a boom in the shot we got the wrong line. We're gonna try or something happened. Whatever, we got to take it again. Make that baby cry, and like I don't know how you do that.
Oh, I'll tell you.
You push him.
Yeah, you push that baby.
Yeah.
With a needle.
Yeah. You go, hey baby.
Hey baby, I'm gonna prick you with this pin, baby.
You go, hey, the ozone layer? It's going away, baby. No, go ahead.
What you do is you just dangle that bottle of milk over it, and then you're like, you want this milk?
Every scene with the baby is traumatic by default, and that's exactly what we were talking about. So every time a baby, especially a small baby, is not being held by their mother, if they're being held by an actress who's not their mother, if they're being if they're being coerced to do something for a reason they don't understand by people surrounded at least by people they don't know.
Sketchy.
I mean, it's a thing that I don't know. And again, I'm not saying that people.
I would not bet against, in the history of Hollywood, someone's pinched a baby just to
Oh, of course.
Oh, without question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
And that's, I mean, like, I mean, like, I mean, you could say that, like, you know, you can say that going to the doctor is a traumatic experience for a baby, and it is. But there's a reason. There's a reason you go to it. There's a reason you do it. You know, it's for the baby's own good.
Yeah. Well, you know what? You know why you go to Hollywood? To get that medicine.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Talking about that fame medicine.
What's up, Kylie?
Nothing.
You need to go?
I gotta go.
Yeah.
Guys, I like this.
I do.
This
I like
is cool.
it too. So what we're gonna do real quick? It is 10:43. I'm gonna walk Jeff downstairs because stairs are tricky. Am I right?
Yeah.
Stairs.
It's dark out there.
are
I
tricky.
get scared.
Scary. I also just was playing marbles and dropped a bunch of marbles. We're gonna keep him safe because this ain't Hollywood.
He's got a whole Home Alone situation set up out there
Just
too.
a Michael Jordan
Yeah.
on a train.
Good luck with the stairs, Jeff.
Yeah. I don't know why he has paint cans hanging from the ceiling, but he does.
No reason. But I'll be back and
Jeff cry for a scene.
yeah, here we go.
Stop pinching me.
Needle. You're famous. But yeah, thanks for doing this, guys. I'm gonna turn this off. I'm gonna hit an away screen
Later.
for a little bit, and then I'll come back and we'll see what we do for another hour or two, and we can talk about the Oscars because I don't know what happened. A dog just opened the door and came in.
Hello.
Unless you learn how to open doors, which our dog just did. Guys, thanks a lot. I'll be right back. I don't know what we'll do. We'll play something, or we'll talk or something, or we'll do something. But as always, thanks for being here, and I will be right back. And thanks for joining us in Discord, Kali and MM7. See you guys in a second.
Yeah, it was weird and cool.
It was weird and cool. Awesome, dude. I don't know how to undo it. Hold on.
We're still there.
You are still there. I'm still learning.
Yeah, because the video and the sound is just not the same. Well, it's interesting.
Yeah. It is. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. But we'll do it again. All right, I'll be right back. Jeff's gonna die on the stairs if I don't. I'll see you later. All right.